my squats, okay?
Okay.
High blood pressure is not going to be my friend if I can help it. See you at 6?
Let's get it. See you then.
Now more than ever, it's important that we protect our hearts and the hearts of those we love. Check in on one another and be a part.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
11th Judicial District Attorney Linda Stanley will be disbarred for misconduct related to the Suzanne Morphew case. She's accused of launching a personal investigation into the judge overseeing the case and speaking about it with true crime podcasters. Morphew went missing in 2020 and her husband Barry was accused of killing her. The case was dismissed shortly before it would have gone to trial. The latest district and school ratings from the State Department of Education show growth following the COVID pandemic. The Colorado Department of Education's Lisa Medler says there's plenty of work to do during the next school year.
I'd like to see continued improvement like we're seeing now so that we are at least catching up to where we were pre-pandemic, so around 2019, and even suggestion that we're doing better, that students are performing and growing even more.
CDE says they have the fewest number of districts and schools in the Performance Watch category since the start of COVID-19. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
We are finally starting to see a little relief on the highway drive this morning. Still a struggle, though, out on the west end of town with that closure of eastbound I-70 from C-470 all the way out to West Colfax. Fatal accident under investigation. They're pulling traffic off I-70 and pushing you on to northbound or westbound C-470. From there, you can catch 6th Avenue to get around the closure. In addition, that ramp westbound or northbound C-470 onto eastbound I-70 is closed. That's still a very heavy drive coming up from Highway 285. Did get the wreck mostly cleared out of the way now. Eastbound I-70 at 270 looking better. Denver weather today, sunny, high up to 87. Right now it's 70. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll remember music icon Johnny Cash, 21 years after his passing. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
We're less than 2 weeks away from our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Taking over T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st. Stream only on Hulu.
Get tickets while you still can now at AXS.com.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance knows opening a small business is a great achievement. They offer custom insurance solutions to fit your needs. Get a quote and find why over 1 million small business owners trust them at thehartford.com/smallbusiness.
Summer's soon over. School's back. Now get that carpet really cleaned. Nothing but super softened, purified water. All starting
Everything cool,
at just
guys?
$119 for 3 rooms.
No, sir. How are you doing?
Don't break your back doing it yourself. Get Zero Resified. And to clean up your air, $75 off duct cleaning. That's ZeroResDenver.com. 303-471-5150. 471-5150.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
It's the Dan Kapla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Wednesday 4. What's your verdict? The most important debate of our lifetime? Who is the big winner, loser, highlights, lowlights, instant classic? We'll have it all. Join us at 4.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. I'm still waiting for Mark to connect. I finally figured out how I can get this guy on the air.
You're not even up, bro. How are you going to bring me up?
I'm on YouTube.
Okay, you are now. A minute ago, it was just a splash screen, that's all.
You're scaring the hell out of me there, Marky. No, I think I was there. Okay, yeah, it was stay tuned for the Troubleshooter. Now, I'm trying my automated scene switcher. It worked, because Dragon. No, wait. Who's doing the show right now?
It is a Shanine.
Then Shannon did actually hit it at the proper time. And if the show goes according to the proper time.
I can't imagine why it would never go according to the
Hold
proper
on,
time.
guys. Hold on. I'm just full from my. I had a cat and a dog this morning, and God, it was delicious. I had my immigrant friends over, and they fixed me a wonderful breakfast.
You know, that's the oddest thing I think
and
I've
a
ever
dog
heard you
and a
say.
side of potatoes. What?
I thought you literally were saying you ate a cat and a dog. Is that not? Am I the only one that heard that?
Yeah. It's for breakfast, and my Venezuelan friends are basically going around the neighborhood gathering stray dogs and cats, and we're having a wonderful feast. And in addition to that, we're listening to Taylor Swift music and all kinds of stuff. We're having a wonderful time, and I digress.
You're not going to bait me today, brother.
Hey, I actually never got more fun email about you. Loving it. So
Oh my
I think
God.
I should bait you. I should bait you.
I got one about you.
Well, okay. Of course you're going to get some.
No. This one was kind of shocking. I'm going to pull it up and I'll read it at some point. But man, this guy, let's just leave it like that. Was really upset with you.
Why?
Big time.
Because I bring out what everyone thinks. I mean, I'm not, and I made this very clear. I'm not talking about my preference. I'm talking about what I think. And
you actually said yesterday, hold on, I'm just going to have to pull it up on my phone.
What did I say? I want you to get on Zoom, too, because I want to show people how smart I am to do this YouTube thing.
So how you figured it out, huh?
Oh, man.
It'll be very interesting. Hold on, I'll have this up in a second. Okay. So keep your mouth running. Keep going while I get it up.
All right. Well,
that sounded really bad, no matter how I look at it.
Okay, Mark. 303-713-TALK. Really, seriously, it's not a political show. And no, I want to make this clear. But
Here it is. Ready?
We do make comments. I just want to make this clear. If you heard me yesterday, I wasn't saying anything unreasonable. I was saying how...
This person thinks you said the most unreasonable thing in the world.
What did I say, Mark? Go ahead.
Really disappointed. Longtime listener of your show. Every day you're fighting to get scumbags out of business.
That's right.
And today you said you would vote for Trump. You have no problem to put the biggest scumbag of all time in the White House, rapist, fraud, insurrectionist, convicted felon, et cetera, et cetera.
Let me explain this, okay?
What a disappointment.
Okay.
What a disappointment you are, Tom Martino.
Okay, let me explain this. Trump in no way, and I mean this now, I really want to get serious. He doesn't reflect my morals or my moral compass, but I think a lot of the charges, Mark, a lot of the civil cases were stupid. I looked at them.
They were all bogus. It was the Dems going after
I'm not even
him.
going that far. I'm just saying that no one has ever been prosecuted for exaggerating on a financials. By the way, financial statements, I really need to make this clear. They're not audited instruments. Everyone makes out their own financial statement for banks. Banks look at them and then ask for clarification, or they make the loans. These banks wanted to make the loans. They knew they were good loans. They didn't want to sue. They never got dinged.
It was absurd.
Okay, now having said that, so those were bogus. Now, what about the other ones? Well, I don't know that much about the other ones.
The Supreme Court has already weighed in on the immunity, so most of those charges are gone.
The sexual harassment they're talking about and all, what they call rape.
Let's talk about that. New York literally changed the laws on the books in order to go after them, and then the law reverted back after they went after Trump for those. Literally, the law reverted back to where they couldn't do the same thing again.
It's true. What Mark is talking about, honest to God, they specifically extended the statute of limitations for sexual harassment and rape, specifically for civil damages, for a 6-month period. After the lawsuit was filed, the law went away.
Then they reverted it.
But there are still people.
If that's not them going after.
Mark, I'm not denying that. I'm trying to explain to this guy why I would vote for him. But here's what people say about that. Even though they changed the law, had he never done it, it wouldn't have been an issue. So I'm not going to go there. All I'm going to say is this. I don't personally, I know Mark loves him. I don't personally like him. I don't like him. I like he's obsessed with, he's a child. If you heard him in that debate last night, I have the biggest crowds ever. I have the biggest this. I have the biggest that. I got this many votes. Nobody's ever done this. Nobody's ever done that. Okay, look, I don't like all that bravado. Here's all I'm saying. By having him in office, you do get to stop a lot of other nonsense. It has nothing to do with him.
Yeah, like wars. Like Russia invading Ukraine.
I, for one, believe not one person in that office is going to change the course of history. But what I do think is they will allow others to have voices, because right now, no matter how you look at it, we have a lopsided government, and our country is swinging way, 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 way too far left. I don't want it to swing way, 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 way too far right. I tend to be very, and nobody cares what I tend to be, but I want this guy to know why I said Trump. It wasn't for Trump the person, because I don't really care about that. And all this crap about the person, you know what? Biden's not a great person either. He's been in business. He's been in the government business for 40 some odd years and takes bribes like all of them. They all suck. So what you have to do is pick the lesser of evils. That's really what you have to do. And they all suck. They really all suck, except for Jimmy Carter, and he sucked as a president. I think Clinton was okay. I wasn't that terrible about Obama. I love Reagan. I mean, look, here's the bottom line. No one cares how I'm going to vote. So, sir, you shouldn't even care. Go in and pull the lever for whoever you want. But I don't believe, I don't believe we need more of the same. That's all. That's all. Now, having said that, I'm digesting my dog and cat. I'm listening to Taylor Swift during the breaks. I'm having a good time here. And
I do want to say something about that debate real quick. She definitely won, but the fix was in for him. I have never seen moderators fact check. I think they fact checked him 4 or 5 times.
On the run.
But they didn't do anything. Nothing to Kamala. And she put some big whoppers out there, too.
Here's the one they always say.
It was 3-1.
Here's the one he always says, that they always say. They always say this. He's going to adopt Project 2025. How many times can he say he's not? Then he's going to have a national abortion ban. He said, leave it to the states.
I know, but so, that's not what they want him to say. So they. But
why didn't they fact check that?
Well, I don't know, because it was 3 against 1.
They're Democratic partisans.
Okay,
I really hope they have another debate.
Mark, I want you to get on so I can show people how smart I am to figure out
I will
this.
On the break. I'll try it.
All right.
Hey Tom, one thing though that you said, I really believe that if the Democrats retain power, it will change history, because the unfettered immigration crisis will continue.
But Doc, I didn't say it wouldn't. I said one person can't do that in the executive office.
I think if Kamala gets elected, then we will have an unfettered immigration crisis, and it will change the country.
It's not because of one person.
Well, it already has.
It's not because.
I mean, really,
it's because
with the swipe of a pen, you can close that border, man.
If you had a Democratic president and Republican lawmakers, that would be different. And then you have conservative court or liberal court, and you have Democrat Congress and a Republican president. All I'm saying is our system is set up where one person can't do that much damage.
Tom, when it comes to the border, though, I have to disagree with you.
Because
they can lock down the border with the swipe of a pen.
You're right, executive orders and all of that. And by the way, I for one think executive orders are overdone. They're totally overdone, and I think there should be more oversight for that. By the way,
I agree.
I want to say no one really, as I said, no one really cares about my political views. But when you write,
you'd be shocked, brother.
No, but when you write and criticize me,
hold on. You've been around this town. I want to tell you exactly the sentiment, and I'm speaking for a lot of people, not myself. But it's this. You're the troubleshooter. You're the guy that puts the scumbags away. You're the one that spreads that spotlight on the news stations for 40 years, on the radio, in print. You're that guy. So when you talk about politics, they get really pissy.
Yeah,
Some of them, usually the lefties.
I tend to be conservative when it comes to economic issues, and I don't want...
And crime.
And yeah, when it comes to social issues, I don't think we should ever be involved in that. I mean, everyone just is so busy trying to tell people how to live their lives. Who cares? I think where it gets where it gets messy is where that starts infringing on others people's lives, and that gets into all of that sports thing with transgenders. And I don't even get involved in that. I think that's up to those who participate to make the rules. I don't participate in that. If it affected me, maybe I would. I have to go to Carl now real quick to start this. Carl, go ahead. What's going on, man?
Hey, Tom, how you doing there? Thanks for taking my call.
What's happening?
Hey, I just had a quick question about credit cards, not knowing. Just wondering if having too many credit cards, and is there any laws that would, I guess, a person would be violating? And before I say that, can we give you kind of a background? I was talking to a family member yesterday, and he basically, I got the average credit card, a couple credit cards. And my family member said, hey, I have 18 credit cards, stolen $250,000. And I said, I think that's something not right with that. And the reason why I thought it, because I said, well, how does one, what if he's not capable of paying, that $250,000 back? I mean, could the credit card company take some kind of legal action? Not just sue him and get a judgment. I'm saying, is there any fraud there or anything like that?
You mean fraud because you know what? I want to talk about that. There actually have been lawsuits like that. And there's a very good chance, well, not a good chance, but a chance that could happen. I'm going to consult with my expert, Taylor Swift, on this, and then I'll be back to you and more. So hang on, seriously. We'll come back with an answer. I'm Tom Martino. More right after this.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your social security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
I want to talk to Joseph Cano now, certified financial planner. My God, are things in a flux? The market's up, the market's down. Earnings are out. When they come out, they're not as expected. Jobs are not as expected. Things can affect the stock market. Of course, over the long run, you might have the tolerance to do something about that and let it sit and make some money. As you get older, you want to protect your investments and create income. So let's talk about how that works, Joe. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, Tom, right now, what people want to have, they want to have safety. They don't want to lose money. I mean, that's the number one complaint that I get, that they lost money on their 401ks. They lost money on their brokerage account. They lost money on their IRAs. So people don't want to lose any more money. They're fed up. They're fed up with losing money. They also want to have the potential for growth on a safe basis. And they also want to have guarantees on their retirement accounts. And this is exactly what we do. Now, if you take a regular 401k or an IRA or a brokerage account, is that really guaranteed? Is it going to provide the consumer an income stream for the rest of their lives? There's no way. Nobody can guarantee those things in a 401k or IRA or a brokerage account. However, with the guaranteed pension account that we have, the annuity that we talk about all the time, it will give the consumer safety, protection against market downturns, potential for growth without losing any money.
And that's all. I want to make this clear. That's all in writing. If you want to learn more, I want you to go to this website, mymoneymyway.com, or call Joe for a personal consultation, 303-779-6600, 303-779-6600. I'm going to give you another safe phone call to make a one-stop shop for window coverings, and that's Made in the Shade. Let me give you that number, Made in the Shade. Why would you call them? They have a designer come out and measure everything, and then they help to recommend what you need, where you need it. If you decide to go with it or they can meet your budget, then they buy it, deliver it, and install it. And it's all one-stop shop. No charge, though, for the measurements and consultation and pricing. 720-458-6566. DenverShades.com.
Biden is.
God, I have no idea what the hell that means.
Mark, sign on.
Well, you got to send me a link, brother.
I did. I sent it to your.
How'd you send it?
I did it on text.
Okay, hold on.
You okay?
I did it.
It's funny. You're sick. Yeah. Go blow your dad.
What'd you say? What did Shannon just say? What did that say, Shannon?
What's that?
What was that?
Somebody calling Trump a rapist.
Oh.
And I said, "So's your dad."
No.
Well, we don't know.
It's better. So's your mom.
Well, Mom, it's a little harder for Mom to fuck.
You guys are just.
That's not true, man.
A little harder.
Am I up?
I'll see. I'll see. Hold on.
Hold on. I did something. God, now I feel like Tom. Oh, shit. I hit a button.
I'm doing pretty damn good right now with all this technology bullshit.
You're just,
I had to learn.
We're proud of you.
We are. We're talking.
Oh, I got to mute your sound because I hear you now.
Hold on. I got to kill my volume.
Yeah. That's what you have to do.
No, it's weird. It doesn't let me kill it all the way. Because it says I'm on a call.
You can mute it. Mute it.
I fucking cannot mute it.
Well, then
I'm
that's
telling
you. Get a 6th grader in there to do it for you.
I can't mute it.
Okay, you don't have to now.
There, you got it?
No, I got mine muted. I can't mute you. I wish I could. Never mind. No, I mean, try to.
Hold on.
Actually, I can turn my volume down, though.
Now see.
Oh, yeah, good, Mark. You did a good job, sir. We are going to be Wait till you see this. I'm going to have you, and I can put you up and down at will. Ah! Oh, this is good. Hold on.
Calbert, he already owes me like $5,000. I'm not betting Tom anymore. The Biden one was the last one, that Biden would leave. He started saying he never said it. How come I don't see me?
Well, I'm going to do it in a minute here. I'm going to do it. You'll be up in a minute. I got to just show you. Oh, no, that's not it. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, waterpros.net. They have that special, the unbelievable special, and that's the one where you can get the whole house softening and get rid of all the chemicals, plus triple filter reverse osmosis for drinking for $31.95. I'm going to tell you something, Mark, what would that cost with a plumber? What would it cost, 15, 16 grand for those two systems or more?
Probably 12.
Yeah, 862-5554. That is 303-862-5554. Paul the Waterman. It's waterpros.net. Now, Carl wants to talk about something that's very interesting. Now, Carl, there is something I want to talk about, and that is when you have credit cards. And actually, Mark and I discussed this years ago, and it was so right. It was so right the way we did it. And that was this. What happened was, it was kind of like, the way he explained it is that we had to, how do you put it? We had to have enough credit cards that our usage every month did not go over a certain percentage, but at the same time, it couldn't be too much. Too many credit cards. So what you want to do, for example, let me just give you an example. If you have a credit card, one credit card, and you use that credit card, your credit will go up and down during the month tremendously based on percentage.
Massive. Mine fluxes by 15 points at any given time.
Based on percentage of credit used. So when you have two credit cards, the chances of that happening are less, because if you have now, instead of $1,000 in credit, you have $2,000 in credit, and you use one card, you still have another whole $1,000 left. So percentage of credit used is less. The more credit cards you have is good when it comes to percentage of credit used.
Yeah, it's more credit. No matter how you look at it, people have extended you more credit.
But They want you to have the credit extended, but not to use it. It's weird. They want you to use a certain percentage of the credit. And I believe to get really high marks, you never want to go over 30% of credit granted. Well, as Mark was alluding to, and what happens with us with business, we use the credit cards to get points and everything. We put everything on those, everything. So at the end of the month, we're looking like bums, right? Because we're using 80, 70% of our credit, 80% of our credit. But here's the point. It's best to use 30% or less. It's called good credit utilization. That's one algorithm. But then there's another one which is strange. If you have too much credit granted to you in regards to income, then you can have a serious problem, you see. And that's where it gets to be weird, is where you go ahead.
But to circle back, Carl, it is not illegal unless if you're trying to perpetrate some kind of fraud,
now,
like you're
that's what I was getting
staging
at,
a
Mark.
bankruptcy or something.
That's
it's
right.
not illegal
Tell them
to
what
have
happens.
debt.
Tell them what happens if you declare a bankruptcy and you had all of those. What would happen?
Well, 99% of the time, it wouldn't be fraudulent. There's nothing the credit card companies can do. There's no security like there is on a house. So basically, the debt gets wiped out. It's gone.
Let's say you were Trump.
Well, then they'd come after you.
No, I'm serious. Or somebody like that. They will come after you and say, you use too much credit.
Yeah, but generally speaking, in a bankruptcy, all your credit card debt's going to go away unless, once again, you were perpetrating some kind of fraud.
And that's the whole point.
But most people that have 18 credit cards, the problem isn't fraud. The problem is they start using one credit card to pay for another credit card, to pay for the car, to pay for the mortgage, to pay for the rent, the phone bill, everything else. And pretty soon all 18 are maxed out. They can't get any more credit. Then they got to pull that trigger.
Now, if I'm going to put you on here, people, what you have to do is look right now. You look at the camera. Look at Marky is on. There you go. Now, YouTube has a little lag in it, but Mark is on. So I can put him on when he's talking, or I can put him over my shoulder. I can manipulate him any way I want.
Wow.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's great.
Yes, I can.
It's a good time to do this.
What's that?
This is a good time to work on it.
What's wrong with working on it? Now I'm going to put him over my shoulder. I'm going to put him on. Okay, so there he is now. Now watch this one.
Hold on, I got to figure
Look at
out
this
where
one.
I want it.
Now he's over my shoulder. Hold on. Now he's over.
Try that.
Well, it has a little lag in it. Doc is saying, I don't see it. Doc normally doesn't see his face.
Doc's probably looking at, yahoo.com.
Hey, Tom, if you want to hear something interesting, instead of all this, I just got something that showed the price of insulin in 40 countries.
The price of insulin in 40 countries.
The United States was about $100. The next 35 countries or so went from $3.
Doc, I don't think your mic's on.
Oh, Tom, I would say the price of insulin in the United States was about $100 per dose. In the other 35 countries, it went from $3 to $20 max. Is that ridiculous?
Yeah, it is.
If you'd like to make a call.
Yeah. So anyway, Doc, it's not only insulin. There's a whole bunch of stuff this is happening with, a whole bunch of
Oh, I
stuff.
know, but that's one of the most used drugs in our country.
Yeah, it is. 303-713-TALK. So from now on, Mark can't complain because when he is...
we see him.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to be on, and it's going to be doing whatever.
I'm pretty sure I'm frozen there, bro.
I don't think you're frozen. No, I see you moving. I think that YouTube might be screwed up sometimes, the YouTube, but he's there. If anybody wants to see what we're doing here, I'm just trying to update this. Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, somebody said we should bet on the outcome of the election.
I'm done betting with you, sir.
You don't think I pay up, but here's the thing.
It's not a point of that.
The
You
one
just
reason
kinda-
I don't
you
like
forget.
betting is because I don't want to bet against what I want to happen.
Oh, here comes the hate mail.
Now, no, I don't want to bet against what I want to happen. I want to see more balance in the government. I want to get rid of the Democrat in the White House, and I want to see balance in both houses. Here's a text. Tom, have you noticed there was no previous former Republican president, vice president that endorsed Trump and was at his convention, including Trump's previous VP? No one
hate him.
No one who worked with him before will ever use him again. In fact, they endorse Harris. All the people who worked with Harris loves her. Anyone who served under Trump denounces him. What does that say about him?
He's a tough boss.
The people who were unsavory and did things on his behalf are serving time in jail or indicted. There were more people indicted in the Trump administration than any time.
Well, that's because the Democrats own the Department of Justice.
And for the
and
super
FBI.
MAGA, it is just that if they tell you a lie long enough, you're going to believe it.
Huh. Now, where did that come out of? What playbook did that come out of? That laptop, my friend, there's nothing to see here. How many people, was it 18 DOJ and FBI before the election came out in 2020 saying that it was Russian propaganda? And we were told that until what? Until everybody said, oh, whoops, we were wrong. That was Hunter's laptop.
Now, somebody said this. As a YouTube watcher of your program, I have been overhearing that soon, if the program is going to be broadcast from iHeart, it won't be on YouTube. I've never heard anything.
Well, no, we were kind of discussing that on air, or at least off air on YouTube.
Oh, is iHeart putting
We're probably not going to have Wi-Fi here.
Oh, is that what you were talking about? I know he was saying a policy of iHeart will be their shows can't be on YouTube. Why would they ever do that?
No, why would they do that? That would be crazy.
I don't know. I mean, that would be crazy too. I mean, you want as much distribution of your product as possible. Of course.
Not only that, but I mean, they're our flagship and they're our friends and they're great people, but they don't own the show.
Yeah. But they, of course, could say, hey, we're not doing this anymore.
They can do whatever they want. It's their studio.
And
Agreed.
anybody can. So the point is this, the real point is, you have to kind of, it's just the kind of thing that you have to play ball with. I mean, there are so many points of distribution right now. What most broadcasters are upset about is not that the on-air product is being rebroadcast. It's when it doesn't carry commercials or they don't make money off the commercials. This is something all broadcasters and all media people don't like. They don't want you using their stuff and making money. Now, when you post on YouTube, you agree to that. You say, I'm going to allow you to do this. So to a certain extent, you give up that right. And maybe there's talk with big broadcast chains. If our shows are going to be on, we need a piece of the revenue. Who knows? Anyway, I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK. Get your calls in. And honest to God, I'd really like to know, without getting into the hate, I would like to know what you thought about performances, just performances, not what they were saying. Because do you know most people look at performance and not what people say? Did you know that? She was very composed and very together, like a prosecutor would be. It's hard, but listen, another thing, she never denied raising bail money for the riots and all that other stuff and defunding police. I mean, but I am not telling you that one side won or the other. I want to know what you thought about the performance.
She won, but once again, that goes back to dirty tricks. And I'll just say this, and people hate this, but when Trump talks about, the election being fixed, I don't think he's necessarily talking about like they somehow planted or came up with votes. I think it was stuff like the Biden laptop, the stuff like people on Twitter, they couldn't even hear from them anymore. Facebook blocked them. I mean, it was all of those which were basically dirty tricks. But the biggest one, that Hunter laptop, I think would have swung the election the other way. And that's just wrong. They can't do it. So with the debate, there's no way Trump won. I mean, she dominated the whole thing with the exception of maybe the first minute or two. In the last 2 minutes, I thought he did a lot better. But other than that, she sandwiched him in between and killed him. But here's the deal. It doesn't even matter. It was 3-on-1. It was a dirty trick.
Anyway, we got more coming up. You saw Marky there. I was a little late on the trigger, but I'm getting better at it. doing this YouTube directing. Some of it's automatic. So anyway, give us a call if you have a problem, question, or complaint. We'll be right back with more. And I want to tell you about Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. People right now are wondering, should I sell? Should I not sell? What can I get for the house? What will I net? What can I buy? And now with the new commission structure, meaning that there are no set commissions, you can build commissions in, you can have the buyer pay all of them, the seller pay all of them, you can do whatever you want. It's all negotiable. They said to the realtors, you can't have a set price. Frank will go over all of that with you. And yes, he negotiates everything, especially if you use him both for the buying and the selling. He's a great person. And I'll do this free evaluation. 303-920-1622, frankduranhomes.com.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
Well, we're still dealing with this fatal accident investigation. Eastbound I-70 is closed. C-470 out to West Colfax. They aren't letting any traffic through on I-70. They're actually going to push you onto C-470 northbound or westbound. You could take that up to 6th Avenue. That'll put you around that closure. A lot of folks were using Morrison, the exit through there as well. And that ramp westbound C-470 on the eastbound I-70 is closed to traffic. So that has C-470 jammed back to Alameda. This is an ongoing situation that's going to be there for quite a while. As we take a look at your weather forecast for today, partly cloudy skies, high up to 87. Right now we're at 73 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll hear from the cop who caught the original Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Keel and Park, we get such great reviews about them. Keel and Park are attorneys, estate planning attorneys. And this is what people love. You can talk to them about your estate plan, about what you need. They go over your investments and your banking and your savings and your vehicles and your real estate and your collectibles and whatever you have, and all of your heirs and your wishes. That's all free of charge for this evaluation. They even come up with plans on what you need. Good, better, best, whatever. They make suggestions together with flat rate pricing. Then you decide what you want to do. Nothing is better than that when you make the choice and know the price up front, and it won't change. Keel and Park, that's an E on the end of each common spelling, 970-818-8198, serving all of Colorado, lawkp.com. Now, you want to be a rock star, then go with Red Rocks Roof and Solar. Man, these people do it right. When it comes to solar, they do it right. They help you from beginning to end. They do service, even on systems they haven't put in. And they help you with the tax credits and loans, and also getting commercial systems done, paid 100% with a REAP grant if qualified. Check them out. That's redrocksrs.com. And if you put in a system with that, an electrical heating system, a heat pump, that becomes part of the tax credit. 303-704-2449. 303-704-2449.
You done?
Shut
Are
up.
you through yet?
Shut up, you mother.
No, that's an old joke. All right. So what's his name's walking around with a phone? Why?
Oh, good. But okay, let me. Oh, we're on. Yeah, we're on.
Let me take that in the bathroom. Hang on.
Mark, see, I know what the hell I'm doing. I'm doing good. Hey, YouTubers, you got to admit, I'm stepping up our game here. Come on, admit it. YouTubers, admit it. Admit it. I have improved our YouTube product.
Am I still up?
Yes, you are.
You're still wandering around. All right.
Tom, now you're
in the
just an
restroom?
influencer.
What I am now is what am I? I'm a Trumper. I got the best. Look we're following Shannon. Mark, this is pretty cool.
Influencer. That's what you're doing with all of your mechanics right now with the video and the audio.
Yeah. Look at Marky there. Look at Deputy Doc. See if he can fog a mirror.
Hey, Shannon, what's up?
I wonder, can he? Come on, YouTubers, make a survey. Is it better with Tommy at the YouTube controls and switcher?
Damn, he's still dead.
Is our quality better?
I loved when I was a kid.
How do I do a frickin' poll? God, I don't know how to do any of this.
It was a lot of fun to be a part of.
Hey,
Go to the main menu.
where?
Well,
You have to go to the main menu. Are you on the YouTube? Are you on help?
Yeah. Oh, the main menu up at chat.
No.
Oh, I'm on YouTube and I'm an administrator. What do I do? The left-hand side.
I don't. Hold on.
Are you renting
I
it to
gotta,
him or are you
hold
giving
on.
it to him?
Did you make this?
I gotta go. We're figuring something out here.
Hey, Marky. Yeah, you're still on, man. I'm at the risk of losing our.
That is cool.
Maybe I don't need it at noon, but I use it for a lot of self-directed porn.
Doc says cut the feed. We don't want to see Mark in those positions. Oh, what happened now? You now I'm getting nothing. I might have to. I'm just getting Troubleshooter. I think you get disconnected, Mark. I'm gonna wait. There you are. No, you're still on, but something happened in between. Let me see. Oh, it could be the bandwidth on your. There you go.
From your cell phone.
No, he's back. He's back.
Oh, there he is.
Mark needs to sit before putting down the laptop. He's not carrying a laptop. He's doing it on his phone. Hey, where is the, hold on. How do I do a poll, Mark? I want to ask if YouTube channel's better since I took it over.
Did Giovanni
Damn it.
talk him into this? Did Giovanni tell you how to do this?
Hell no. I did. Yes, Mark. I was figuring this whole thing out myself. He was right there.
No. We heard it on the air.
What are you talking about?
We heard you go through the process. It's been fascinating.
Oh, shut up.
I'm not kidding.
Now,
most people
Mark, do
your
a
age have
survey.
a very hard time.
Oh, that's a good shot.
I just got to dial this in. What survey did you
Most
want?
people your
Is
age
the
can't figure
YouTube
out
channel
email.
better since I took it over? The feed, the stream.
KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, your troubleshooter, 888heating.com for honesty and integrity. And I talked about solar systems. They put in these high-efficiency electric heat pumps or hybrid furnaces. They specialize in that. They do a great job. 888heating.com. Garrett and the boys, you'll love 303-770-2776. All right, Deputy Bo has a follow-up, I believe. Let me get this feed, people. We got Deputy. Is Deputy Bo on camera there? Is he there or not? He's not.
I'm here, Tom.
Okay, have Mark turn that camera over.
Oh,
to
yeah,
you.
I'm going to walk around with this
never
camera all day.
I don't need pictures.
Oh, is that him in the background
Here we
there?
go. Yeah, I knew this would turn out to
wave
be
at me,
this.
bro. Wave at me. Okay, that's you. Okay, go ahead. Now I'm going to keep you up while you're talking. Go ahead.
Okay, a small follow-up. This is on Eric that called on August 14th in 11 o'clock hour.
What was his name? Eric.
Eric, yeah, he was getting problems at King Supers. He was. No.
You talking about the guy that was called a racist?
Right, and
that's a big story. That guy said that this white clerk said, "I ain't wait." Oh wait, no, he wasn't a racist. She was a racist. He said he went and asked her to pick some cigarettes out of the. She was up at the God booth there, and he said, "Can I have some cigarettes?" She goes, "No." Ask so-and-so, who's a black man, because I'm racist. And he claimed that she treats him like crap, and they all treat him like crap because they're racist. Go ahead.
Right. And he was selling burritos outside.
And they told him he can't do that. He was just very upset. Look, I'm not going to belittle what he's saying. He said that they are treating him bad because he's black.
Right. The bottom line, I think it was just a rude comment. But he was.
I thought it was. People said it was a sarcastic comment, meaning.
That's what I thought.
Meaning, he apparently called her racist before, or thinks she's racist. So when he asked her to get cigarettes, I think what happened was she was kind of pissed at him anyway, and said, "No, ask so and so, who is another clerk. Let Glennard help you. I'm racist." And then. That was it. Then he also said he had 4-stage cancer in his prostate, colon, lung, and brain. which is
right. The only thing I was
unfortunate.
concerned about him is that he said on the air that they banned him from the store, and I was concerned about the guy with his cancer that he couldn't go into the pharmacy.
What about it?
So I called the manager down on the administrative offices just to see if they'd comment on it, and they wouldn't do it.
Oh,
so I drove out to that Stapleton store.
Yeah.
And I just talked to one of the officers. I think it was a Denver police officer. They knew him. All I wanted to find out is old grumpy Eric allowed to go into the store and get his drugs for his chemotherapy. And he is. He is allowed to go into the store. So if he's listening, I know he knows that he's allowed, but he said on the air that he was totally banned from the store, and that's not true.
Okay.
So that's all I have, and I think we.
Well, that's good. No, that's good because that was the one thing we were concerned about, Bo. That he kept claiming he couldn't go there to get his meds. Of course, I said go anywhere else. Who cares, right?
And he couldn't. He can't drive, and apparently that Stapleton store is only a few blocks from where he lives. So he can go into the store and get his drugs.
Mark, how do we answer this one since you handle all this stuff? It says. We love listening to your podcast, and we're one of the many thousands that download it. And I get this a lot, Mark. I get this from all over the country. I mean, we're one of the top downloaded shows. But here's what I hear. Who the hell inserts the commercials in the podcast? They're haphazard. Sometimes they come in the middle of a sentence.
No, so there's different ones. We insert a few commercials. The ones we do are Compass, Frank Duran, and somebody else, I forget offhand. But those are really quick. They're like 10-second spots, and they run together, and they're inserted willy-nilly, but who cares? The problem is anybody that uploads it to different places, they insert their own commercials. So by the time someone actually listens to the show, there could be 100 commercials put in there by numerous different people. That's generally how it works.
Okay.
So we insert some, then iHeart inserts some, and then give me one. Spotify then inserts some. Apple Music then inserts some. Wherever you're listening to it, they insert their own commercials. iHeart inserts their own commercials. We insert our own commercials. So depending on how you listen to it, you might get 10 commercials or you might get 50.
God, man. But there's nothing we can do about the placement, is there?
Nothing. Of course not.
All right, that was Mark, and look, isn't it nice to see both people? I can go back and forth. Here I am. Okay,
I got to figure out where to put that camera in here, though. I think I'm going to put it where the old one used to be. But here's the problem: this is not going to work that long.
Yeah. What? Hello?
Yeah.
I said put it where the sun don't shine.
Oh yeah. Well, that's funny.
Okay. Here's what I think.
Where is that? Where does the sun?
I don't know.
not shine?
That's a saying.
How do you know the sun doesn't shine on my ass?
Well, first of all, no one said it was your ass. Oh, hold on. We got a little. We got the survey up. Does the feed look better since Tom took it over? Okay, let's see. Yeah. Well, it's not overwhelming, but it's. I got a majority. Come on. How can you say no?
They're gonna love it when all of a sudden it doesn't work.
Well, that could happen to anyone, right? Okay.
Oh God, yes.
More coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Stay tuned, and we have. A lot of excitement. We're going to give my best dog and cat recipe right after this.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
Well, we're still dealing with this fatal accident investigation. Eastbound I-70 is closed. C-470 out to West Colfax. They aren't letting any traffic through on I-70. They're actually going to push you onto C-470 northbound or westbound. You could take that up to 6th Avenue. That'll put you around that closure. A lot of folks were using Morrison, the exit through there as well. And that ramp westbound C-470 on the eastbound I-70 is closed to traffic. So that has C-470 jammed back to Alameda. This is an ongoing situation that's going to be there for quite a while. As we take a look at your weather forecast for today, partly cloudy skies, high up to 87. Right now we're at 73 degrees with your Impact Traffic and Weather. I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American
Almighty, do I hate
Stories.
this.
On our next episode, we'll tell the story
Jesus, God,
of
is
the
it
famous chocolatier Milton Hershey. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Now I have an American story, too. Hey, if you're accused of a crime, any crime, and don't think it's impossible, DUI, smoking weed, when you're driving, all of that stuff. Joe Lazara doesn't say, go ahead and do it, I'll get you off. What he says is this: you need an attorney to represent you with any offense. You can't really do this system alone. And you really need an attorney, and he will do free consultations and then flat rate pricing. It's that easy. You can always say no, right? But call him, please. Lazzara. Look him up on the internet or on referralist.com, the best list, or 303-429-6200. Now, theartofgranite.com. Mitch was supposed to be in today, but he couldn't make it. He's so busy. You know why? Because people are getting ready for the holidays, and you're right to call him early. In fact, if you call him, you get a price on the phone right now. And in fact, all materials are wholesale. Terra and Holloway's free, but sometimes materials are free if you get them from his granite and boneyard. Not just granite, but any natural stone, any man-made material. Call him right now for a price. Maybe he has a remnant for what you want. Get the materials free. 303-386-5919. 386-5919. Let me. All right, now I'm going to do this little split cam here. Let's try that. Look at that split cam. That's pretty cool. Mark's in the background. I got to do that better though. I don't know why. Why isn't that coming there? Oh, I know why. I got to copy this one and then put it over to the other one. That's what I have to do. Let me take this one off. Let me put this one on. Nope, don't want that. Too big.
Hey, Tom, where's the banners, man?
They're they come on and they come off. Like, do you see it? You'll see them. They'll come up.
Well, I mean, they should be up 24/7.
No, I know, but when I switch to your studio, it doesn't. I have to make.
Shit, then you got to keep them on the banners then.
No. What I'm going to do is make a scene where they're on, where they are on the bottom for all. But yeah, in other words, when I switch the scene, I have to put the banners in each scene. It's not hard. And I have them automatically rotating, but I leave it the scene so that's a better shot. I'm going to transition over to the studio. That's better. I can even see Doc's profile. Okay, I'm going to start adding those to the Zoom calls. You're right. I'm going to do that. Let me go get these images right now, and then I'll put them right here.
Yeah, we've got to figure out.
I got it. I know what.
No, it's got nothing to do with that, man. I can't use my camera like this every day. I use my fucking camera, or I'm sorry, my phone. So we've got to get a camera. Do you have a phone laying around?
Let me think.
Can't we just
And then we
got
got to have it's got to be on the internet.
Like one of those point of view cameras?
Well, it's got to have actual service, Kelly.
Just Wi-Fi. Well, no, you're not using Wi-Fi, are you?
We're not going to have Wi-Fi, so it's going to have service.
Mark, it's a good shot, man.
Well, it's a fucking Samsung 24, man.
Well, can't we just mount something up in there and just not tell anybody?
Mount like what? What do you mean?
Like a pin cam, like a.
What's it going to connect to, Kelly?
Well, you'd have to connect the software of what. How is that wired? Are you using everything through your network?
Yeah, that goes right through our Comcast.
Okay, all right, that's not going to work.
And that's
then.
going away, so that's what I'm saying.
Work. Yeah.
We got to get a phone or something. Just let me use your phone. Let me use your iPhone, Tom.
But I'm here.
Oh, well, it's either mine or yours, or we buy one, and then we're kind of back to the same issue.
Yeah.
Hold on a sec, though. Oh, yeah. Hold on. We can get a cheap, listen to this one. We can buy a cheap camera and a dongle for cell service.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. You got Mark over there in the studio. Bo, I trust you got all the updates. Here's some text. Now, I have text. Here's where I get text. 57739 is the iHeart app. And then I have the calls, the Google thing, 747-999-5280. And here's one that says, Tom, if I was hiring a nanny to watch my kids, it wouldn't be Trump, but he's the best for running the country and cleaning out the swamp. Anyway, there's a lot of other stuff too. I'm putting a few together. I'll read coming back. Plus, we're solving your problems, answering questions, and taking complaints on the Troubleshooter Show. Plumbing, heating.
Hey, did you see that 172 upside down?
Nanny to watch my
No, where was it?
Golf course right in Douglas County, man. They walked away, but plane's upside down on the golf course. It's insane.
Wow.
Just go to Fox 31 or 9 News. It's front page shit.
Huh?
We're boxed
What's that mean?
on YouTube. Look at it.
It's pretty wild looking.
We've done enough video to know what.
They said
No, I have
it
not.
landed upside down.
We have 2 black boxes.
Can you imagine that? That's what this says. It says reports of an aircraft that had crashed and landed upside down.
I'm not that
It
interested.
was on Meridian Golf Course.
Have you played there?
Did you
Yes.
want to tell Tom there's something
It's
wrong
right
with the
by,
video on YouTube?
I-25 in Lincoln.
What's wrong with it?
Talk to Tom. He can hear you. Go to offline. Talk to Tom. Please speak to Tom.
What?
It landed upside down.
Talk to Tom.
That's amazing. How do you land upside
A
down?
plane could land up. There's no.
How do you land upside down,
Easy.
Pilot
You
Martino?
Come in slow, and you get a little gust of wind, and it flips over.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
I don't even know. Why do I just?
Or else you crash.
I have landed in a 172 1,000 times, and it's never had wind hit it and flip over.
Yes.
Maybe you just hit
You're
the,
boxed. You know
it
that,
looks
right?
like on one picture.
What?
That the
She's
propeller
using a
hit
term that
first
only she
and just
knows,
flipped.
and we don't know.
My what?
So when you go to the studio feed of us, there are like if you do the full screen, you're boxed on both sides, which means there's 2 black barriers.
Yeah.
That look like crap.
Well, that's because the aspect ratio of his Zoom does not match.
Exactly.
Well, that's because of how he's doing it, not me.
No, it's all you, brother.
Maybe I can zoom that picture. Let me see. Yeah, it could be. I could. Let me just see if I can zoom the picture.
I can assure you, if something's wrong, it's you.
Now, let's see. I mean, she might have a point here. Let me see if I can zoom this picture.
What software are you using?
OBS.
Okay.
OBS is Mac native. Not native.
Old dirty bastard.
Are we doing like iMovie?
No, of course not. This is called
I love
OBS
when
Studio.
I love when the mouse
Where
moves
OBS
around.
OBS Studio is redundant. It's OBS Studio, but the S is part of that, I think.
You know what's
Oh
going to
no,
happen?
it isn't. No, it isn't. Broadcasting open source. No wait, OBS, Open Source Broadcasting System.
One of these days, he's going to
Okay, well, what's it doing?
accidentally
I'm trying
launch his
to
porn,
figure out this
Boxing
window.
you in on the software so
and
that
it's
you
going to
have
come up on the screen.
boxes, what we call it in live
They're
production.
called
like
frames.
black
They're called
boxes on
frames.
both sides because of the aspect ratio.
The aspect ratio, I can't adjust his aspect ratio coming in. I can't do it as far as what I can see here. I'm trying to. I can adjust mine. So, Mark, I think you can adjust the aspect ratio.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about
And what should I adjust the aspect ratio to?
letterbox, basically, or something like that, high D, as opposed, you're on a 4x3.
Yeah. So
You're a 4x3 right now.
basically, your standard definition,
Me?
old school TV, yeah, on your shot.
All right, hold on. I got an idea.
Yep.
I think he's going to turn off the phone.
I don't know.
Or just throw it into the window.
I mean, the picture is excellent. Picture is excellent. See, now that aspect ratio is cell phone, or that is full screen, but nothing is coming through.
I love this. Awesome.
Hey, we're trying. We're getting somewhere. Now that's me. I don't know what the hell that just happened. Oh, he must have disconnected. No, yeah, he disconnected. So maybe he'll reconnect. Hey, folks, we're just learning this stuff. We're learning stuff. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let me just go and look at this mess. Oh, how fun. Technology. I love technology. But not as much as you and me.
Oh my God, how crazy is this, Shannon?
Yeah.
So we were, we usually go home every day on Arapahoe.
Nope, still wrong aspect ratio.
So we're at, you know where Regis Jesuit is?
Yeah.
That intersection, on Arapahoe and okay.
Mhm.
So this guy, we
Yeah, not quite,
we
Mark.
start
That's
going,
it's still got letterbox. I mean, still the
and this
4x3.
just
Guys, do you know how to do zoom? Do you know how to
red
adjust? That's a good shot.
Like,
It's
at
just
a
that
very
they
high
don't like
clip, and
it.
the
It's
guy
letterbox.
that's
It's
in
not.
front of us
Let me see if I can trim that. I
Well,
might-
what's it look like now?
It looks great, Mark. It always looks great. We're talking about the aspect ratio more than we are the definition.
heading south.
But I'm gonna go try to re-up that
And-
thing. I want to look at it.
We're like, what the hell? And then
It's a really
4
good picture.
cop
I will
cars
tell you that.
Come in the distance, like high speed.
I'm gonna see if I
chase.
can unlock
on.
it and.
And Adam and I just looked at each other. We were like,
I'm gonna see if I can get this.
It's
big.
19.5
Hold on.
by
in
9.
LA.
Hold on. I can. I'm getting an aspect
life,
here.
and
I
I've
think.
never seen a
Hold
high
on.
speed.
It's 19.5.
But I saw one.
Oh,
By
this,
9.
hold on. This
You
is
think
going
he
to
was
do it.
migrant?
Hold on. This is going to. I had to over zoom the lens. Hold on. I'm going to let you see it in a minute here. I think this is what we want.
I'm going to run a best of.
Shut up.
Please.
Yeah, that makes it good. That looks good, Mark. I mean, I've zoomed it in. I'll go to it in a minute here. But you got to mute it again.
Oh, hold on.
Or actually, I think, can I mute that?
Oh my God! Why isn't anybody calling?
Do we have any out? Okay. Good, Shannon. You started right on time. But I don't hear it.
Okay.
I don't hear my open. I don't hear anything.
Oh, it's because it started late again.
No, I don't hear anything. Thank you.
It started late.
That's your fault.
Yeah, a little bit. It's the clock. It's the log. They jammed too much in there at the top. Sometimes I delete stuff, but I didn't this time.
Running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Let me get rid of that Zoom one and make a better one. So we're trying, folks. Our feed is new software, and if you're tuning into the YouTube stream, it's just some growing pains. By the way, welcome to the show. No kidding around. We are solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints. And Compass Insurance reports that yesterday they had a tremendous amount of response to the Insurance Help Center. You can always get free quotes. And if you have a great deal, wouldn't you even want to know that? TheInsuranceHelpCenter.com, 303-996-9000. So we were discussing a number of things, and this stat came out that I think you won't find surprising. College kids are the number one victims of scams during the back-to-school season. College students, not high school, college students, as they return to campuses, they are being hit up for all kinds of credit cards, business scams, influencer schemes, online, especially TikTok, and those with the ads. A lot of them are ripping them off, getting information. They're also being targeted. I'm just going to say it. This article and a few articles I read don't say it. It's because they're stupid when it comes to everyday life. We do not have an educational system that prepares people for life. It prepares them for academics and not for life. Not for life. You know, I imagine as you get into your specialty, if you went to graduate school, post-secondary, postgraduate, like being a doctor, I don't know, deputy doc, if you remember back then, did medical school actually teach you the finer art of dealing with patients? Did you take psychology courses? No, seriously.
Yeah, of course, no.
No, I didn't know that. So they really did. They talked about when you deal with a patient, what to do.
Of course. I mean,
well, I didn't know that.
You learn how to deal with patients, how to interview them, how to take a history. Obviously, you need to know that.
Do they try to impart some empathy to you, or
oh,
how?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So
and how you take a history from a patient, and of course, and that's been getting more and more as time passes. We may have been 10%. It's probably up to 50% now because medical schools are becoming more and more aware that you need that skill.
Very good. Now, by the way, you can call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Here's the point. When college students hit the road for college, they look for ways to make money. A lot of them are looking for passive income or income that doesn't take a lot of work. Does that sound familiar? I don't know if it's lazy, but they feel they can make big money. And they're being signed up to do secret shopping or to take surveys, and supposedly it pays. Many of them are downloading apps that tell you you can win money playing games, solitaire, all kinds of games. That's just one of them, but a lot of them are skill games, and they say you're going to make money. And a lot of they're just getting their faces ripped off. They're signing up, and it's amazing to me. It's totally amazing to me how they're being ripped and how they're being taken advantage of. There's almost none of them that are true. All of the surveys and secret shoppings. I just want to warn them.
Okay.
The companies don't exist, or they take your money and say they're going to sign you up. Go ahead. What were you going to say, Doc?
Oh, I looked up one of those games where you can win money, and just out of kicks, I won 14 cents by playing solitaire.
By the way, did you see those ads? They talk about hundreds of dollars a day.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have to pay. What I didn't understand is you have to put money on deposit and pay for each game.
Well, unless you do the free ones where you can win 14 cents.
And here's the deal. I mean, no one makes money. I don't care what they say. They interview these people supposedly, on these ads that you have to watch in between. I hate these games where it's so hard to get to the game. You got to watch ad after ad after ad. I'd rather just pay for the damn game. But even when you pay for it, you still have to watch ads. There's nothing free. And a lot of them now, even when you pay for no ads, there are so many in-app purchases. Have you noticed the latest thing with apps is you have to put in a credit card. You get a 3-day trial or a 6-day trial or a 5-day trial, and then they start charging you. And you have to pay monthly. There are hardly any true free apps anymore that are truly free. So when it comes to things like that, like AI photo retouching and all of that, you have to pay like $4 a week or so much a month. You can buy a yearly subscription, and you don't get any ads, but you have to pay. The other one, if you get, there are none of those that offer ads for no payment. Now, that's where I would accept an ad. During games, I don't like that. But if you're getting a functional, like they have a fitness app for your phone, it's really incredible. It really does work well, where the sensors will sense your pulse, and they say it can read blood sugar. I don't know how that's even possible, even without unless you have one of the USB readers. They have some of those glucose readers that you plug into the bottom of your phone here, and it will give you a certain amount of blood measurement. But, Doc, I don't know if you've seen those apps. They're incredible apps, but they cost a lot of money. I mean, you have to pay monthly for those suckers, or you're not going to get anywhere. So, in any case, let me go to this one text. It says, Kamala was wearing audio earrings and getting coached. Now, come on. Where did you read that? Audio earrings. Somebody else says, have you noticed that Trump was not as yellow and his hair was not as bleached? Anybody know that? Anybody see that? All of the articles are saying that Trump lost and that she really proved herself. I'm not sure I'm going to go that far, but she didn't do what people thought. Deputy Doc said, just let her talk and it'll be word salad. But it wasn't. So somebody, Mark, said for your camera to get rid of the sidebars, do you go landscape or are you on landscape or are you on...
It's a wide.
Okay. See, I don't know. That's just the Samsung phone, I guess. They can't do what the Apple does. That there's no discussion.
Yeah, I'm sure that Apple's got a much better camera than my S24 Ultra.
Here's a text. Tom, as a member of the Klan, I have to report that Camilla's been working with us the whole time. And we're proud of the job she's doing. No, they're not Camilla. I'm sorry. He's talking about the King Supers, oppressors. Anyway, Tom, if I was voting, I watched this. I said this. I now need to watch my children. It wouldn't be Trump. But if I'm voting for the most powerful and for important position, clearly Trump is best. Democrats think and spew that minorities cannot survive without them. They pander to our differences, one other text says. Do you think that's the case? And I know, okay, here's another one. I noticed that some of my friends noticed during the debate that Kamala's facial expressions could have suggested she had an earpiece and was taking directions. Does anyone think that? The technology is there. I mean, you could very, very well have an earpiece that no one could detect. Do you think that anybody would ever do that and cheat? And how would they know? I mean, I don't know. How would you know? Have you ever seen those little tiny things that go in the ear, the hearing aids? Well, they have Bluetooth capability. Someone could talk to you all day long. I often wonder if people ever do that.
I have only one statement about the debate last night, if I could ring in.
Go ahead.
As a woman.
Go ahead.
It was a little bit too rehearsed.
On whose side?
On Kamala's side.
Mm-hmm.
She basically was very scripted. And it just, I'm not giving any sort of nonsense into the Twitter universe that says maybe she had a bug in her ear, but she sounded very rehearsed, like every question was perfect. So I'm going to present a different opinion. She had the questions.
Oh, listen to this. No one picked up on this. No one picked up on it, including the astute Major. And it told me the same thing that Kelly just alluded to, that she knew what was coming. And I'm going to tell you why. Do you know what phrase or clause, or do you know what I'm referring to? She said something to everyone. She said something in the very beginning of the debate. I swear to God, she gave it away that she had been briefed. Think about what, I want to know if any of you, really, she said, in fact, I can't believe I haven't brought it up yet. And I can't pull the clip while I'm on the air, but I will tell you, she said something in the very beginning, I don't know, like in the first minute or so, but it was in the beginning, and I thought to myself, what? I swear to you, when I heard it, I said, no one picked up on this. She was briefed. Do you know what I'm talking about, Mark?
I don't.
But, okay, Doc, did you hear anything that would have made you think that? You two morons, did you hear anything?
I did not watch the debate, Tom.
What?
Tom, she may have, when she said brief, she may have been talking about she was coached well before the debate.
No, she didn't say
on
that.
all the issues.
Here's what she said. Please try to find it. I wish I would have cut it out and made a soundbite. And maybe we can do that. But maybe somebody listening or on the YouTube can do that. Here's what she said. She goes, you're going to hear this and this. Okay, I'm paraphrasing, but I swear to God it was something like this. You're going to hear a lot of things tonight. In fact, he's going to bring up immigration all night long or something about open board or something, and that's not even part of our topic. Even though she said, even though there will be no questions about it, he'll bring it up anyway. I swear to you, it was something like that about immigration. Please look at it. She said something about Trump is going to talk about immigration, even though it's not part of something, or even if he's not asked about it. Something that just made me think right away, what? How does she know what we will be talking about? She didn't say he's going to bring it up no matter what you ask. She says he's going to bring it up even though it's not part of tonight's discussion. Something like that. Something like that. Did anyone hear that?
I did. And that's why I say,
did anyone hear that?
I know what you're talking about now
Yes.
that you described it, but
Yes.
I kind of disagree with the context
If you,
of
let,
what
let's,
you're using.
Maybe I really think, though, I heard that. Like something about, even though it's not going to be part of the questions, or even if he's not asked about it or something. And that's what's really strange when she said that. And damn it, during a break, I'm going to try to find it, because I swear to you that I think she has some kind of information. Do you think campaigns, well, we know Nixon had spies. Do you think campaigns have spies, though? And I don't mean evil spies
I don't think they
that
need
break
spies.
into a hotel.
It's ABC, man.
Do you really believe? Now, again, I'm going to sound like naive. People are going to say, oh, Tom, you're drinking a Kool-Aid. I'm not saying I don't or I do. I'm asking, do you truly believe that the media talks to these the Democratic Party and tries to strategize? Do you
Donna
really?
Brazile gave the CNN
That's right.
debate
She did.
questions to Hillary Clinton.
She did.
Ahead of time.
Do you think there's any deep throating like that?
Yes.
Of course.
Do you think on the Republican side? I think that it's clear when they talk about, have you ever heard them, even in the fact checking, when they found Biden saying something or Kamala saying something, they never couch it like this. This is one thing I've heard all the time, that, listen to this, Trump intentionally repeated a lie. They never say that when Kamala says, well, they're going to adopt 2025 or they're going to do a national abortion ban or something, or even when they're talking about the past. Okay, she keeps repeating the lie that when they took over, it was the highest unemployment rate since the Great Depression. It wasn't. 14% unemployment during COVID. Then by the time Trump, after COVID, before Biden took over, it was down to 6%. So he did a good job getting the country back and probably would have gone more. So they took it over at 6%. The country was recovering on its own after COVID. But she said point blank, they inherited the highest unemployment rate since the Great Depression. Now, and they've said that over and over, and they've been fact checked over and over. So why doesn't anyone say, like, I don't even want to mention his name. He makes me so sick. He's on Channel 9. And I swear to God, the guy is just, I don't know how he keeps a straight face. He should be running for office. But he said,
Comrade Kyle.
He says, but when people say things like, and I'm not saying you got to love Trump or love Kamala, but don't be so obvious. So even if you hate Trump, but to say, they never say Kamala Harris continually or intentionally repeated the lie about unemployment. Never. They never couch things in those derogatory terms, ever. Not anyone in the media when they talk about a Democrat, but always when they talk about Trump. But then Trump should lose the idea about the 2020 election too, as far as I had all these votes and then I didn't have them, and then I have the biggest crowds. It sounds like penis jokes, disc jockeys talk about. The guy is just obsessed with his, this bragging stuff. People hate it. I think people hate it. Anyway, I got to take a break. 303-713-TALK. Problems, questions, or complaints or issues. Now, on credit, yes, you should have multiple credit cards. You should rotate usage, and you should keep total amount of credit under 30%. Now, you're going to hear wonderful people talk about, good people talk about, like Ramsey talks about, no credit ever. No credit. Everything's cash. I don't believe that. I believe credit is a tool, just like painkillers can be a tool. I mean, that doesn't mean you abuse them. And I think credit is a tool, and I think the notion that you can get through your entire life without it is not realistic. And if you learn to use credit as a tool and manipulate the use of credit, it can be a very valuable tool. And then there's also something called leverage, where you use credit to leverage your positions. I'm not talking the stock market necessarily, that's dangerous, but I'm talking about when you buy things like a house, for God's sakes, or when you buy certain vehicles. Now, you can't over leverage, you end up upside down. But I'm talking about a certain amount of debt and credit can be used as tools. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up.
Overspending on Amazon? Earn while you shop with... Earn rewards on every purchase, online or in-store. Download Drop now and use code DROP11 to get $5 in points. Get rewarded for shopping today.
When you're in an accident, the first question you ask is, whose fault it is? Whose fault is it? When you know it's not yours and when you know someone did you wrong, you want to know, what do I get for this? Not because you're money hungry, but because you're afraid. Your car's damaged, you have a stiff neck, maybe serious injuries, you're going to lose work, you're going to miss vacations. You want to know what it's worth. John Fuller knows that. He'll talk to you about valuing your case and telling you how to go about collecting. He'll tell you all of these important things. The important thing is he'll tell you. He'll talk to you right up front. So when you call, you talk to John Fuller. You can decide whether you want to hire him or not. And then it's on a percentage fee basis. John Fuller, 303-597-4500. 597-4500. Just look for John Fuller on the internet or at referralist.com. His website, personalinjuryco.com. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. You've heard me talk about them. Financial advisors and counselors for people that are heading for retirement, which is everyone. Now, if you're younger going toward retirement, they help you build a nest egg. As you get older, you keep it safe. as you get into retirement, you need income. They understand these various uses and timelines and horizons and can help you plan for retirement, and not just with the money part, but also other aspects of retirement. Call them to find out what they can do for you. There's no charge to talk to them as many times as you want to find out what they charge, how they save you, why it's worth it. That is Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies, 970-663-3211, rpcenter.com.
Yep.
Nah, like Amex Platinum, there's no limit. No limit. Well, it's whatever they feel comfortable allowing you to do.
And then if you have a good history paying it off, they probably raise it.
Well, Amex, you got to pay off. There's no...
American Express?
Yeah.
There's no time on that.
Well, you pay, whatever the statement balance is. But it's not meant to hold any balance whatsoever. But the reason we have so many is for the miles when you sign up. You get like 170,000 mile bonus. And then when I pay for advertising on my Amex Gold, I get 4x points for advertising, but only up to 150,000. So that's 600,000 miles, but I'll do that in 3 months. So we got Suzanne one, and then we use hers after that. Then we had to get another one. But I can generate about 3 million miles a year just on Amex.
Just on your card.
Just on that one Amex. Well, it's actually on 4 Amexes, but yeah.
We're slow. I got another little small update I can give out.
Cool. Hammer that number, Tom.
Okay.
69.
Back to basics, baby.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to, man, I'm really so obsessed with this.
No, we hadn't noticed at all.
We couldn't
well,
tell.
Come on, man. I'm trying to learn it at the same time doing a show, And I think...
Oh, now that part we did notice.
That's funny.
So, Mark, I have to see the banners on automation, but then when I go to you, if I want to go to you on the Zoom...
You got to build it like I did in vMix. Just have the banners at the bottom all the time.
I understand, but it's a little different with this because I can do the banners on the bottom, but there is no master frame, so to speak. Wait a minute.
Then buy vMix.
Wait, no. Oh, no, vMix is so fucking cumbersome. This is so much better. I can figure it out. I can figure this out.
Okay.
Mark, how would they look, do you think? And we were going to do this in the beginning. How would they look in the monitor behind me?
How would what?
How would banners look in the monitor I have behind me?
It'd be fine. Just get them up. Yeah. I find there's no issue with putting them there. Just do full screen on the monitor in the back. Boom, problem solved. Pull out his dinger, Shannon.
See, when I do full screen for you guys in the studio, you're up now. When I do that, I don't see that frame at all. I think I did away with that frame. I'm gonna figure it out.
The frame was definitely you. I know you didn't believe me.
No, I had to overzoom it.
You were blaming my Samsung camera.
No, I had to overzoom it. That's all. I just had to overzoom it.
All right, then. Okay.
You have 30 minutes left of tripod use. Use it wisely.
Not going to surprise him yet.
That's a good
Still have 30 minutes.
No, he knows. He just heard me.
Let me go in and look. Let me go in and look, baby.
Well lit, too.
It's YouTube. YouTube. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a great wide spot. Shot.
Say wet
That's
spot?
I'll tell you what.
But I can't split screen it. That goes
That
into
camera is unbelievable on that.
Denver's talk station.
I know.
630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Back to the phones here. Phone calls are light today, but I'm getting a lot of text for some reason. Somebody wanted to know on insurance, the non-owner policy that Brian was talking about. What does it mean? If you drive cars that are at work or from other people and you drive a lot of non-owner cars, you can get a policy, but it will never, listen to this. This is what's weird about it. You can get a policy, so you'll get med pay. You can get a policy for liability. You can get a policy for a number of things. But it will never pay if you're driving a car that you own. It's exactly opposite of what you think. So it will never do that. You must have policies for your cars. If you get a policy for yourself, non-owner, I used to do that, and I remember now, I looked it up. When I had cars through Purifoy Chevrolet for years and years, when I had the advertising deal and I endorsed them, they had their own insurance, but they didn't necessarily cover the type of things that I needed because they were owned by the dealership. So what I had to do was get the right kind of insurance for me, like med pay and stuff like that, and excess liability or things like that. And that's what I did. So it does work, but only for cars you do not own. So that was a text on that one. And I have another text, and this, I'm going to let Mark talk about this because this is at my Google number, 747-999-5280. And someone wants to know, truly, because they heard me joking, I need to check on Taylor Swift and see what she thinks about this issue when it came to a consumer problem. Do you believe, and I'm serious now when I'm asking this, that her endorsement can make a difference?
You mean for the election or for her ticket sales? What are you talking about?
No, for the election.
I doubt anybody is swayed by Taylor Swift. I doubt anybody gets swayed by Kid Rock as well. So I'm not saying anybody. I guess there are people that might, but I don't think it's that big of a thing.
I'll bet you that kids from 18 to 25 will do what she says.
I think she'll see sales go down or demand. I mean, she sells out and probably will continue to sell out because honestly, she's a great artist. I wish she didn't come out and do it. I'm really shocked. And if people are going to go, well, she's 30 or whatever. But I'm really shocked her dad and manager, I bet they really didn't want her to do that because a lot of people that pay for the tickets for the kids to go to the show are conservatives, and they might not want to spend that dough anymore. But I also think, you know what? Everybody can have an opinion, so who gives a crap?
So, bottom line, you feel like...
I don't think it'll move the election either way.
I mean, it's not going to be a big deal is what you're saying.
No, I don't think so, man. There's very few people that have that kind of influence over most people. I mean, she probably is one that does have some influence, but those people were going to vote Biden already. I mean, I don't think that really matters. Hey,
I think the ones that are going to be swayed are the teeny boppers, the 14, 15, 16, who can't vote.
My God, what was that from? 1955, the teeny boppers.
Or what do you call them?
Teenagers?
Millennials.
Hey, Tom, I want to ask you something, though.
Yep.
You ready for truth and honesty?
Yeah.
What's the biggest, we were talking credit cards and people having too many and financial issues. What's the biggest financial mistake that you've made?
Oh, my God.
I got to ask you, man. I mean, in your life, what is the biggest one? Seriously.
Okay. It was both. Okay. Part of it was a mistake. Part of it was a wealth builder. And I'll tell you what it was. Real estate. But specifically, I don't know how to, this is weird, but specifically the way I did it.
I don't know what you mean.
Okay. I had real estate that on paper, and everyone, it wasn't like exaggerated either, that I was into for $30 a foot, let's say, commercial real estate. That on a bad day, it was $60 a foot. On a bad day. And most of the time it was selling for $75 to $85 a foot. Okay? Most of the time. Now, I mean, it doesn't matter, this was years ago, but then it went up right after the recession, it went up to $180 a foot. But here's what I'm getting at, is when you have equity on paper like that. So I was into it for $30 a foot, and it looked
what
like...
Is that? What does that equal in total at the highest amount?
Well, okay, what that means is...
100 million?
Well, no. No, okay. In aggregate, in total, since we're all being honest and I want people to learn, I had about 30 million in loans and about 60 million in value. So
Okay.
I was 50,
That's a hell of a good deal.
I was 50%, and then I had money and other things. But what happened was, and I've said this before, in the economy, the FDIC doesn't have enough money to insure everyone. Okay? They don't. And when people start getting nervous about the economy, they draw money out of their banks, or they don't invest as much in banks. So now the FDIC has even less. So here's the point I'm making. The government made a terrible mistake by telling banks that they were afraid banks would fail, and told them that they needed to get out of real estate. And so banks were not renewing loans.
And this is all what, 09, 08?
Yeah.
I mean, this is
banks were not renewing loans. So now if a bank doesn't renew a loan, the commercial operator, no one buys a $20 million property with $10 million down thinking they have to come up with the other 10 million. That's not just like when you buy your house, you put down payments. So when you're sitting on real estate with loans, and then those loans are not renewed, it's not like you don't get 30-year business loan. So loans have to be renewed, and they can review them. There's a Regulation Z. They can review them based on value. So when they were not renewing loans, and you had downtown, I was one of the owners down there, when you have 100 owners downtown or 50 owners that can't get loans renewed, what do they do with their property? They can't pay them off. They don't have the money, so they put them up for sale. So when you have 50 or 100 properties going up for sale all at once, what happens to the values, right? So the land that was astronomically valuable was now being valued by the FDIC at $20 and $30 a foot compared to 75 and 80. And it almost happened overnight. And the FDIC was thinking, we're helping banks by shedding real estate. What they did was created a frenzy to sell, crashed prices, and then the loans were called because they were bad. They were no longer, we're not renewing it. Now those loans are bad. So you're faced as an investor. What do? I have to come up with millions to pay off the loan. No one can do that. You don't buy stuff like that. So you have to either come up with millions to pay off those loans, or you have to find investors. And if you find investors, they say, well, the property's not worth what it used to. We'll help you. So you go to the bank and say, I'll tell you what, we'll settle for 80 or 90 cents on the dollar because that's where my investors will help me. And the bank said no. And I said to the banks, just like every other owner, but what's going to happen if you don't settle with me? And they said, we're going to sell it on the open market. And I said, what would happen then? I talked to the FDIC, and they told me, we'll probably get 20 cents on the dollar. So what they were willing to do is to put it up for auction and have it sold at 20 to 30 cents rather than taking 80 or 90% from the lenders, from the borrowers. And I said, why would you do that? And here's what they said. Because if we make a deal with borrowers, we are forgiving debt and we look bad. But if we put it on the open market and investors buy it for 20 or 30 cents, people will just conclude that's what it was worth. But I said, you're literally losing money on purpose and creating even more crisis. And they said that's the way the system works. But no one knows that. No one understands that. They all think like, well, if you take out a loan, you should be able to pay it off. And virtually no one in business. So it's being called over-leveraged. That's the mistake. The biggest mistake in the world, being over-leveraged. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming right up.
Wow.
Okay.
Download.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Well, it didn't take long for traffic to recover. They got everything reopened on the west end of town. That includes eastbound I-70. It was closed from C-470 to Colfax with that accident investigation. That's reopened. Backups are gone. They got that ramp. Westbound C-470 onto eastbound I-70 reopened. That drive is now wide open coming up from Highway 285. Northbound I-25 doing better up through the Tech Center. Cleared that wreck we had north of 225. We are seeing a little slowing right now from Broadway up to Spear, but really not bad through there. Denver weather for today, partly cloudy skies, high up to 87, partly cloudy overnight, down to 58. Right now we're at 79 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 in my garage after I overpaid for new blinds. I researched the industry, hired my mom, and 14 years later, we're one of the largest retailers of custom blinds in the U.S. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
You know, EuroplumbingColorado.net. That'll get you the best water heater prices anywhere. I mean, anywhere. You can get a 30-gallon tank, a 40-gallon tank, fully installed for just $13.99. The old one taken out and hauled away. $14.99 will get you a 50-gallon tank. And no matter what tank you need, you'll get it cheaper. Or even what they call the instant or the constant flow water heaters. The best prices anywhere with Europlumbing. No matter what they do plumbing-wise, the best. That is not only the best in quality, but in price. Put them to the test. EuroplumbingColorado.net, 303-668-6844. Okay, let me get my... Kitty, come on up here, kitty. In there? What you... Yeah, I don't have rat poison or I don't have anything like that. Yeah, what is she just... She's exploring the house. She likes it. She likes having people around. Did Oscar want her? Why? Oh, this isn't. Is anyone talking?
About what?
Or is it just me?
You did a lot of talking there.
I don't hear anyone in the studio.
I'm reading.
Oh.
Okay, what'd you need?
Nothing. I just want to... all right.
I mean, you're not necessarily tapped into the British House of Parliament here, you know.
Chopper, I don't know if you can hear me, but you're a moron.
Does he know that?
He said maybe the banner can be smaller. Apparently, you don't remember the original banners. They were like across the whole goddamn lower third.
It seems like an insignificant thing to jump on him about, but okay.
He needs to be jumped on.
I don't know. I think my morons would find anything to complain about.
All right. Hey, Hattie, thank you so much. I truly appreciate you and doing this for me. Okay. All right. Thank you. Bye.
You trying to drum up a fake problem?
No.
No.
She had a friend that had a real one.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, being her friend's got to be a problem.
Up to mischief.
I don't know what's happening. We had no outbound. I gotta promote that.
I got nothing.
No. We're working on the YouTube, and we'll get that straight, and then we'll go back to the phones.
Shut up. That's me.
We have nothing. I don't even know what's going on.
Anyhow,
An iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK. We're here to help you solve your problems, answer questions, take complaints, and make your life a little easier. Now, I'm going back to, I'm trying to find my text. Oh, there it is, my text. Okay, so Taylor Swift is 34 years old, and when she sent out her endorsement, 35,000 more people registered to vote immediately. Then someone else said, she's going to have a tremendous effect on people voting, younger people. And you can almost bet younger people, whether she endorsed or not, would go for Kamala. I just think it's a fact of life that we're going to have her as president, and I just don't think there's anything you can do about it. It's just not going to, there's nothing you can do about it. And all the coaching in the world won't help Trump because he just thinks he knows. And he has a great base. I'm not saying he doesn't. But God Almighty, I think the guy could convert a lot of keep his base. He could keep him. Mark wouldn't abandon him if all of a sudden he had a little more decorum and didn't brag about his crowd size all the time. And yet not only would he keep his P1, his primary one, his primaries, he would go and get new people. There are people that just, I swear to God, I have never seen more hate in my life for any one candidate when people hate him. You either like him or you absolutely, there's no balance. You hate. It's incredible to me. Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Really, can you honestly say, Mark, can you say you've ever seen such hatred for a candidate ever? And I ask why. Why?
Mark is not here right now, Tom.
Okay. Why do you think we have such hatred? I'm really serious. Why?
Why? Because of who he is. It's his personality. And also his policies are so contradictory to the woke generation that the combination of those two factors make him so hated.
Now, here's the deal. It's just the way it is right now. Hold on, we got more coming right up.
Sorry.
Impact traffic.
Go ahead, I'm glad you did.
This report is...
Yeah, the 51's kind of a drop dead.
Not a bad drive across town right now if you're just making your way out. We're looking pretty good, just a little slowing here northbound I-25.
Remember, that's how Rush's show was all the time. That last break would constantly run over him.
Outside the city, maybe up to Fort Collins or maybe south to Castle Rock or Colorado Springs. That drive in good shape there as well. Got all that mess at I-70 and C-470 reopened. The highway drive back to normal out that direction. A little slowing westbound 270, Quebec to Vasquez. Eastbound lanes wide open across Commerce City. Denver weather for today, partly cloudy skies and a high up near 87. Right now we've warmed up to 80 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 in my garage after I overpaid for new blinds. I researched the industry, hired my mom, and 14 years later, we're one of the largest retailers of custom blinds in the U.S. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
You know, K&H Home Solutions is the oldest home improvement company in all of Colorado, and now they have a window being built right here in Colorado. It's been available commercially for a while, and now residentially. K&H is the only representative for this. Alpine windows are wonderful, thermally insulated frames and insulated glass units that are second to none. I want you to call my friends at K&H Home Solutions. They're great people. KHWindows.com, 303-421-7100, 421-7100. Now, I want you to also call if you're looking for a roof. If you got to get that storm damage done, you need excelroofing.com. Excel is so much more than a normal roofer. First of all, they'll never take a dime, not a cent until you're content. They will not force you to sign anything for them to look at your roof and give you a full and complete detailed contract. Never, ever, ever will they force you to do that. They'll never take your first insurance check, second insurance check. They only get paid at the end. And they don't have penalty clauses in their contracts. It's that straightforward. You don't get better than that. You just don't. excelroofing.com. EXCEL as in excellent. 303-761-6400. 303-761-6400.
Yo, there's a fella here to talk to you.
Hey, Tom.
Yo.
Hold on, I'm calling you. Mute us.
Oh, okay. You're calling my... Okay, I had a missed call here, but hold on. I don't know. There you are. Okay, gotcha. Hold on.
Are you... Okay, I hate to say this. I don't even trust we're not on.
Okay. I don't hear him on the talk.
I don't
You
know
don't?
why no one's calling. Somebody have a problem.
All right.
Okay.
So okay, I don't know why that is doing that right now. Hold on. Stand by, transition, there we go. I guess Zoom is disconnected.
I had to because I got to have my phone.
Yeah,
I
you're
miss,
right.
I just realized how
we'll
many
just have
things
to
I
figure
missed.
out. We'll have to figure out something else. That's all.
God, from my wife on a biopsy.
I think she sent something on their YouTube to call.
I just got to figure something out for that. Bringing in a camera. I mean, there must be other ways.
Well, we need internet and a camera. So the best way to do it that I can think of is going to be adding a camera onto
a dongle.
No. Adding a I'm saying adding a phone onto a plan.
He's still talking about
Yeah, but Mark, what I'm saying is we can use the phone's hotspot and have a regular camera, though, if we wanted to.
Yeah, but hotspot's only good for X amount of time. That's not that good.
And it's off Wi-Fi.
Hotspot is like, I've got a pretty damn good plan, and my hotspot's still only like, I don't remember, maybe 5 gigs, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Hold on. What if we buy a hotspot? A hotspot just that feeds internet to us and into a camera.
Well,
Dragon, we haven't had one call.
how would we connect that camera to you?
It's
Okay,
right
here's how you do it. I know this sounds crazy. A cheap laptop.
Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. We're here to solve your problems, answer your questions, take complaints. And we only have a few minutes left in this hour. We'll come back with a lot more. And it's really important, though, that people know about the wise use of credit. I mentioned that. And I do have some other tips on that and what people are doing. But even if you have multiple cards, remember this, you have to rotate them. It's really literally a management of credit, not just having the credit. By the way, somebody just texted me again. I'm getting these texts. I'm not making them up. Trump is very polarizing, much like Hillary Clinton was. There's really not a whole lot of lukewarm feelings toward him. You either passionately love him or passionately hate him. Well, we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Get your calls in or text. You can text me at 57739 or my Google number as well, which is 747-999-5280.
All right. Real barn burner so far.
So here's what we would do. If we had a cheap-ass laptop and a camera, we could connect to the internet through a T-Mobile or some kind of dongle, and that's it. Then we have a setup. We have a camera, a laptop, and a dongle. The laptop, puts the camera online, and I pick it up. What do you think? Is he even listening to me?
No, I'm sorry. Tom, I missed you. Say it again, bro.
So if we get a really cheap laptop, really nice little cheap laptop with a camera, I got these cameras are wonderful I have. And then that's it. Then you get a Wi-Fi dongle from T-Mobile or the like. We pay for that monthly. And that's it.
Why wouldn't we just pay monthly for a phone that has the rest in it?
I
and
guess
it's
you
portable
could.
and can go anywhere.
Well, the problem is with a phone, you're relegated to Zoom. With a laptop, we can actually do a video call. We can do a different kind of connection, I'm thinking.
Well, once again, how would you connect? Right now, so you know, the camera here has a static IP. vMix knew that static IP and would connect.
Okay,
we're not going to get a static IP off of a 5G hotspot from T-Mobile.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me check. Let me just ask it.
I would have no idea how we would do an IP cam unless if every time we lit the cam up, I figured out what the IP would be or teach Kelly how to figure out what the IP of the camera is, then you would have to go in and reset that IP every time.
Yep. True.
Hold on.
Oh, shut up. That I actually... Oh, God, a call. Good afternoon. Thanks so much for
Through
calling
the
the Tom
internet.
Martino Show.
Chopper still thinks he has a time limit on YouTube. It's the craziest thing. He showed me the screenshot. I have no idea why he's getting it, but
I can't. Well, that's to me, it must be a parental control his wife put on there.
Okay, you want to listen to a previous show? Okay. Understood.
You can set up an RTMP.
Yeah, that's right. That's
okay,
exactly
and I
what
can
we do
pick-
now.
I can pick up an RT. I can pick it up here.
I mean, on camera.
You're still not understanding. An RTMP is nothing more than an address, like 192.168.1.4 / whatever port I put the camera on / whatever. But that first part, that IP address, is going to change every single day.
Okay, but it's not going to. Okay, it says here. Okay, if you send it to me, the link, I can. Let me just see. Hold on. Let me just see, Mark. I don't know how to do. I'm not pretending I know this.
But you're missing this part, though. I'm not saying it won't work. We do it right now with vMix, but we have a static IP. What I'm telling you is that IP is going to change every single day.
Okay, I get it. Do you need? I'm asking it. I'm asking it right now. If you need a static IP for this, because they have a
you
server.
don't need one. You can manually change it every time it changes. You don't need one, but you can manually redo it every time. So before the show, Kelly would have to connect the camera to the laptop that's connected to whatever internet we're using, whatever it happens to be. Then she's going to have to do a who am I and figure out the IP address. Then she's going to have to basically send you the new IP address to hit the camera.
Hold on a sec. Let me figure something out. Can I pick up a? Hold on.
I love when your mouse moves all across the picture, by the way. You don't know it does that, do you?
What are you talking about?
When you're using the computer and you got the mouse, it goes across you and the picture.
Oh, really? You can see my mouse?
Yep.
On my camera?
Yeah. On YouTube.
That's weird. Hold on. Okay, that's when I had for the Zoom, you're right, it did. Not for my regular studio, it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know when. I just saw it, is why I knew.
Hold on. Can I pick up, can I pick up video?
With apps like that you can download on your smartphone? Okay. Okay, you do have an iPhone. Great. Okay, so if you go to the
They're
iPhone
eating the
store-
cats.
I don't know what it's called.
Did you ever think when you ate Chinese, it's not pork or chicken, but a fat Siamese? But the food tastes great, so you don't complain. But that's not chicken in your chicken chow mein.
And you can download that app.
That's good.
And then
It's, what's his face?
downloaded, you can
Who's the guy that does all the parodies? I'm fat. I'm fat.
Weird Al?
Weird Al.
should populate.
Although someone told me it wasn't Weird Al. Although I'm pretty sure it sure sounds like Weird Al.
That one doesn't really seem like his style, though.
Even from like the 70s. It's old as shit. It's nothing new, for sure. I mean, it's old.
Yeah.
You digging into it?
Yeah. Hold on, display a video.
Yes. Larson.
I'm talking Chinese cats. He's talking video. We're on two different planes. It's been a very interesting show.
And that is 844 Larson Tax. It's very easy. My name's Kelly.
You think it was sweet and sour pork, but Garfield's on your fork. He's meowing there on your fork. And the cat's in the kettle at the Peking moon.
Brings her debate experience against Jared Polis to the table and breaking down the Harris-Trump debate and how it impacts the 2024 campaign. She joins me to start the show at 2 here on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK is our number, 713-8255. It's also important that you know you can call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8255. 8466. And then do your thing. Give us a call or tell us what the problem is. If we're there, we answer. If not, you leave a message and we will get back to you. And we will talk to you about it. So you don't have to wait or anything. So you can also text us at 57739. You can also go to Nextdoor or Instagram or TikTok or anything. Any social media where we're at. I'm also, in Instagram, LinkedIn. And you can leave messages for me, and we'll be happy to talk to you. I get a lot of inquiries that way. The problem is some of the inquiries are so freaking weird. I'm going to give you an example. I mean, I'm serious. I got a lot. Okay, this one's pretty normal. Is there a way to avoid paying for scratches or dents when returning your leased car? Well, the answer is no. Not if you're the one that did them. So it's important to do a video walk around of your car, even if they do one. Do it yourself. So you can't be charged twice. Here's another one. Is it possible, and the reason I said it's weird, they're all car questions. For some reason, some of these texting, some of these social media platforms just ask me, this one. Is it possible to terminate a lease early if the value of the car has significantly decreased? Well, that would be terrible. And it's not even or beyond normal depreciation. It doesn't matter if the car increased or decreased. Terminating early is never a good idea, ever, 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 ever. There is one exception, okay? I shouldn't say this. You're not really terminating the lease. You're paying it off. And here's how you do it. Not in the case where the car went down in value, but where the car has gone up in value. You can find someone who wants to buy that car. Then you can buy that car out early and then resell it to that person. So there is kind of a way to get out of it, but it's not necessarily getting, you're not undoing the lease. You're kind of paying it off. And that's the thing about a lease. I've said it before. If you're not going to live by the terms of the lease, if you're not going to truly be there for the whole time and drive it accordingly, if you're not going to live up to the terms, you have really screwed yourself. Now, can anyone help me, listen to this one, get rid of Bluetooth speaker? Help me get rid of Bluetooth speaker on bus or non-Bluetooth ones? I want to connect to it and turn off and freeze.
What the hell is he trying to say?
Turn off. I'm going to read it exactly. Here, let me just read it. Can anyone help me to get rid of Bluetooth speaker on bus or non-Bluetooth ones? I want to connect to it and turn off or freeze. Help me with hacking tool or codes. I am irritated by music they play while traveling.
So he's a nut.
What the hell? I don't even know what this means.
He's trying to turn off somebody else's Bluetooth speaker. They must be playing it somewhere.
Oh, a hack or something. Okay. Yeah. It takes a nut to know a nut. Okay. I'm trying to reboot.
I still, hold on. Dragon, explain that to me again.
So he's sitting on a bus and say another passenger has a Bluetooth speaker playing music that he does not like.
Oh.
He wants to turn off that Bluetooth speaker that somebody else is playing.
I mean, he can walk over there and turn it off.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know how else he would do that. What else would he do?
Yeah. Chopper's not there, is he? He's just online. Chopper, listen to this question I got. What's the difference between a Huey helicopter pilot and a regular helicopter pilot? I thought it was like a joke and I was going to have a punchline, but it's not. There is no difference. I mean, helicopter pilots are helicopter pilots. You can almost fly anyone you sit in, except for one.
I would disagree.
For one. Wait,
okay.
What were you going to say, Mark?
I was going to say the one they fly around the president in.
That one with the two, oh my God.
Isn't there two pilots? There's one in the front.
I don't actually know. Chopper, was he in the military? I don't know. Those things, they're like two separate helicopters, the front and the back. I can't even imagine one pilot flying that, but I guess
Obama
what are they
flew
called?
over. Well, it's Marine 1 and Marine 2.
It's called a Chinook.
It's called a Chinook.
It's a dual rotor blade.
Yeah, but no, it's more than dual rotor,
the president
bro.
doesn't travel in a Chinook.
There's a rotor blade. There's a blade in the front and the back.
Yeah,
there
but
is no rotor blade.
Yeah, but there's two complete motors, engines, or maybe four, two in each. No, seriously, it's like crazy. I want to know. Okay, I'll just ask my girl.
Actually, Marine 1, hold on. Marine 1 is not a Chinook.
No, neither of them are Chinooks.
It
Marine
is
one's a Huey.
It's a Squadron 1 HMX-1 Nighthawk.
I'm just asking, does it take two pilots to fly a Chinook helicopter? I should know this.
There's always two pilots.
Chinook's like old school compared to this
I'm not
thing.
talking about. I'm not talking about co-pilot. For safety. I'm talking. It says it requires two pilots.
Yeah.
The crew for a Chinook generally consists of two pilots and two crew members. The effective management of these complex systems. The tandem rotor is a separate. Gosh almighty, you're flying two helicopters.
And that Marine 1 is not a Chinook or not a dual.
It looks like a Bell
You know what?
helicopter.
Here's what's weird. I'm totally screwing this up because Marine 1 is whatever the hell the president's in. It doesn't matter what kind of helicopter it is. So actually, they do have some Marine 1s that are dual that are Chinooks.
Yeah.
If he's in a Chinook, the president, if Biden is, that's Marine 1.
Yeah, they call it that when he gets in.
But that's not his normal mode of transportation.
It is from the White House to the airport.
What? A Chinook?
No, not a
that's what I'm
Chinook.
saying.
Marine 1.
I've never seen the president walk out of a Chinook.
I saw him fly over Obama going from somewhere around DIA or whatever the Air Force Base is over to Boulder years ago. And it was the most awesome thing I've seen, man.
Okay.
They're cool. They hold like 80
But the
passengers.
Chinook looks like it has Peyronie's disease.
Man, so I'm asking how, like I wish I taught. I'm sure people listening. The Chinook uses complex mechanical mixing units, so one could theoretically. Jesus, I mean, it coordinates front and back, and one could theoretically do it. I couldn't even imagine. I can't even imagine the complexity of that. One thing, obviously, well, I don't know. I shouldn't say obviously anyway. Tim, what is your question on car insurance? Go ahead, sir. Tim.
Hello.
Hey.
Yes, this is Tim. And the reason I'm calling, we got some insurance coverage costs for automotive, residential, and we waited for a little bit before we decided to go ahead and have them do the coverage.
Now, this was a combined policy, right? Not one policy, but I mean a group policy, right? With everything on with one company.
Yes, it was all the same, but they are all separate policies.
Right, they're separate policies, but the same underwriter.
Yes.
And it's home and how many cars?
There were 4 automobiles, 1 resident, and 1 rental.
Oh, okay. So tell what about it?
Well, they decided they wouldn't give us the coverage, and it wasn't from anything that on any record.
Wait a minute. They said we changed our mind. Did they ever bind you? Did they send you anything, or did you just talk to them about it?
No, we talked to them, and then we got in writing the cost and the coverage and all that.
How much is the cost?
Well, the one for the residential.
No, I mean, okay. Did you get one cost, or did you get 3 different costs?
Oh, I got some from other covers.
No. What I mean is this: you got home, auto, and rental. Did they break it down as 3 estimates, or did they break it down, or did they just give you one estimate, or did you get one for each car, one for the home, and one for the rental?
We got one for each car, one each for each.
So you, in
rental,
essence,
and,
have 6 estimates.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me, what did they add up to?
Cost-wise?
Yeah, I'm just curious what they all added up to.
For each one. Okay. Well, we had $2,934 on.
Well, I'm not going to add them up on the air. If you haven't added them up, that's okay. I don't want to go through each one right now. So there's a reason I'm asking, by the way, and I also want to know who's the carrier.
It's Foremost Insurance Group.
And that's okay. Foremost is the broker.
No, the broker would. No, that's not the broker.
That is your carrier?
That would be the carrier. Yeah.
And okay, and then they said we changed our mind.
Right. They told the broker that the cost of insurance is going up so high.
Right.
That they're covered. That the coverage on the house was $700,000, and they said that they're not going to do anything more than $500,000.
Well, you could never do that, of course not.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
So, what are you? Have you heard us talk about Compass Insurance and the insurance checkup?
No, I have not.
And let me explain it to you, because I want to get them on, and I want to do a live example, no obligation to you, no cost to you whatsoever. I want them to run numbers during the show, and actually,
Tim, I do have a question though. So they binded you, and then they came back and said what? No homeowners, right? Or they wouldn't cover it up to the 700.
I don't think he ever had a binder. I think he had an estimate. But go ahead. Tim?
That's what I'm asking. Did they bind you?
No, I don't think so. No.
So what was your main question though? Are they allowed to do that?
I don't know.
No. Are you asking, why did you call us is what Mark's asking. Are you calling because you think they did you wrong by canceling?
Well, I expected to be able to purchase the insurance coverage for the amount that was on the policy.
But you don't have, it depends. I don't think you had a contract. But even with a contract, insurance is still cancelable by the company. They'd have to bind you for at least, I think, 30 days or something.
Yeah, it's like 30 or 60. That's what I was going to say. So the bottom line is, I don't care if it's State Farm or the people at Compass. What happens is they go ahead, they get the original okay from the insurance company, even if it is the insurance company like State Farm, and they bind you immediately. You should never cancel your coverage with the other company at that point, because what can happen is they can come back and do exactly what they did to you, Tim, and there's nothing illegal. I don't even know if there's anything wrong with it.
Let's find out. Let's get Compass on the line, and Paula has an insurance question too, so hang on, both of you. Let's get Compass Insurance on 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We may also want to get Joe Chiano on for the life insurance question, because he does know a lot about life insurance. RenewHomeInnovations.com for your beautiful shower conversions. They do complete shower conversions, custom made in 2 or 3 days, really, truly. And you have 72 months to pay with no interest. No one else does it. You have stone walls, stone resin walls, no maintenance, glass panels, no entrance doors or showers needed. It turns the corner, no thresholds to stumble over. It's wonderful. RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-4000. Oh, man, I'm having a brain fart. But I'm going to give it to you right now. Hold on. And no, it's 303-904-2000.
Summer's heating up, and so are the deals at Triple J Armory. Now through September 15th, grab a free box of ammo with every firearm purchase. 2 convenient locations, 1 unbeatable offer. Visit us in Littleton or Colorado Springs and take advantage of this limited time deal.
Free ammo with every gun? That's a no-brainer.
Don't wait. Stop by either Triple J Armory location and lock in your free ammo before September 15th. Your rights, your firearms, your ammo, all under one roof. Triple J Armory, now in Littleton and Colorado Springs. Open 7 days a week from 10 to 7.
There is absolutely no one who should not do what I'm about to talk about. That's the Extreme Clean from Fix It 24/7. Now, dirt's the #1 killer, an efficiency killer, and longevity killer of furnaces. Right now, before the cold comes, get Fix It out to your house for $39 for a new customer only. Now, that's great because you'll see what they do. It's practically a refurbishment with a no breakdown guarantee. you need to call. It's only $39, no hidden fees. 720-526-3939, fixmyhome.com. Hey, Sheridan Auto Tech will do your auto repairs, maintenance, and electrical issues, plus pre-buy inspections at their location on Colfax west of Wadsworth. You have honesty, integrity, value, plenty of parking, great people. You will love the experience and tell others about it. Sheridan Auto Tech, even if your car's under warranty, they can keep the records and do the regular maintenance way cheaper than a dealer. 303-455-7242. And it's $120 for that pre-buy inspection for used cars. Certainly worth it. 303-455-7242.
Issue with your life insurance policy. Okay, let's start from the beginning.
No.
What exactly do you want to talk to Tom about? So the coroner has already ruled it as something, and you wanted to talk about overruling the coroner?
Mark.
Okay, gotcha. Hang on for me.
Land deals back in 2008. Was it
You
vacant
fucking
land or
total
vacant?
goddamn idiot.
All over. He had parking lots.
I know he had a parking lot.
He was building neighborhoods in some in Well, I don't think he was building any in Douglas at that point, but he built in Franktown right now. He's got at least two that I can think of that are beautiful neighborhoods he developed way back when.
Is that
Tom?
Oh.
And then he did one up where Purifoy was. They did a neighborhood up there, but then he bought a ton of property in Florida.
Oh, in Florida.
And that was the stuff that, it was pretty much liquid gold, but the banks called all the notes on him.
And downtown Denver, too.
Imagine getting hey, you owe us $30 million tomorrow,
I don't know if you have me on
And what is it? It's probably worth a lot today, isn't it?
Oh, my God, today, Tom would probably shit. He probably doesn't even look up how much it's worth today.
Better. Okay.
He got totally screwed, man.
That's how it works on radio. So what's your name, sir?
Rowley had a little bit.
Paul?
Nothing. I mean, he was a little partner in the one maybe up by him. I don't think Rowley didn't have any of the land in Florida, did he, Tom?
No, and none of the ones downtown either. But
yeah,
He was a good guy, Rolly. He's not on anymore, is he?
no,
He retired. He sold the
sold the
dealership.
dealership.
Oh, he did?
Smart bunny.
I know, he was the Corvette guy.
Oh, trust me, I have to live through it every day. I know what it is. I have to live through it every day. Okay, hang on for me. I'm getting cranky.
Oh, man. I forgot to activate my auto insurance today. Damn it. Good thing I didn't get into an accident. Damn UPS, I think. There it is.
I'm good. How are you? All right. We've got some home owner's insurance questions and some car insurance questions. Oh, there you go. That's all I got for you. Hang on.
Hang on, says Kelly. Just you hang your horses, please. Just hang on. God. Thanks for calling the Troubleshooter Show. What do you want?
10 seconds.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So I want to talk to, who is this, Paul? Oh, Jeremy. I didn't know what, so Paul wants to talk about Smart Bunny. I've heard those commercials. Jeremy first. Jeremy, Compass Insurance Group. Listen to this one, okay? So Tim was going out looking for insurance. Now, Tim, was this your regular carrier or was it a new company that was giving you a quote?
No, it was a new carrier.
All right. He went to a new carrier called Foremost Insurance Group, and they gave him an estimate for his home, 4 cars, and a rental. Okay? He liked it. So he said, let's do it. Then he heard from them, and they said, no, we're not going to do it. That was after he had gotten prices. Had you paid anything, Tim? Tim?
No, I had not paid anything.
All right. So what? I imagine they're allowed to do that, right? Change their mind, Jeremy? What do you think?
I think what probably happened was whoever gave him the quote didn't complete the quote. And when he said, I want to go with it, they completed it, ran all the reports. It became ineligible for one reason or another. And they're just not explaining what happened, because that can happen. I mean,
when you quote something, you can change your mind if you didn't give them a policy yet, right?
Yeah, I mean, an insurance company at any point, if the policy's not bound, can change their underwriting guidelines and it might not be eligible anymore. That can happen, but it's much more likely the quote he received just wasn't a completed quote, and it turned out he was ineligible for whatever reason.
It turned out the agent was trying to make a deal, and when it went to the higher ups, they said we can't do it.
Hey, how long do you have to bind somebody in Colorado for like all the carriers you guys deal with in case the carrier rejects it after a while?
Well, once it's bound, there's a 30-day underwriting period.
Okay.
Right. So the underwriter can send out an inspector and they could say, hey, no, this roof is falling off.
Yep.
We need to have it replaced.
Okay.
We gotta give you
But if you canceled your other insurance, I thought they had to give you a certain amount of time to find a new one.
Yeah, so they have to do the inspection within 30 days. Then from whatever date they give you notice, they have to give you another 30 days to find new insurance.
Okay, here's what I want to know then. I mean, that all makes sense to me. So it's a binding process, but he didn't even get bound. I don't think he got bound. I think they just quoted him. So what I want to know, though, I want to do a live comparison right now, and I want him to talk to you off the air. And before the end of the show, I would like to know what you guys, the best thing you guys can find, since insurance, Compass Insurance does these checkups. They tell you if they can do a good job or not. They just tell you straight up, we can beat what you have or we can't. And he has nothing right now, but I just want to know for the hell of it, this sounds like he can probably give you enough information that you can give him an estimate, right?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're talking about a home, 4 cars, and a rental. And by the way, he said his house was valued at about $700, and Foremost would only go to $500. Now, do they say they would only go to $500 because of your home, Tim, or because that's their limit?
Because that was their limit.
Okay.
They said that in Colorado they're not going to insure anything more than $500,000.
All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of State Farm in some areas will only do $1 million.
Okay, so Tim, hang on. Kachina, I want you to get Tim's number for Jeremy, but I want him to stay on right now because we have a question from Paula about life insurance, and maybe you don't. Wait. This is about a death certificate. Let's go to Paul with you want to talk, Paul, about Smart Bunny real quick. Go ahead, and then I'll go to Paula. So Paul right now. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, this is Paul.
I've heard of these commercials recently, quite a few on radio about Smart Bunny Insurance.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask Jeremy, what is this? Is it a full service company, or is it just for supplemental insurance, travel insurance, or disaster insurance?
Supplemental.
And that kind of thing? That's a quick answer, supplemental?
Well, it's life insurance, phone insurance, final expenses for death, renter's insurance, travel insurance.
Is that what it is, Mark?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not
That's
regular
it.
insurance.
No.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I got
Jeremy,
you. Yeah.
have you heard of Smart Bunny?
I haven't, to be honest with you. We don't do anything with supplement policies, so it wouldn't be something we would have. But just personally, I have not actually heard of that.
It started out with phone insurance, by the way. Phone insurance.
Yeah, Allstate does one. I forget what they call it, but Allstate has something very similar.
But that's how they started. You know.
Covers
Go ahead.
phone insurance if you use it to pay, you know.
Say that
The
again,
Wells
caller.
Fargo card, I should say, covers that too. The Visa card.
Oh, cool.
Wait, your phone?
Yeah, I mean, not for losing it, but for damage to the phone. If I pay with my Wells Fargo card every month, it covers the replacement or repair of the phone if it is damaged and that kind of thing.
My Venture X does the same thing, Tom, but I think mine includes theft, too.
You know,
I see.
Phone insurance is not a bad idea. And I came to that. I came to that conclusion with my two kids. I mean, oh my God. No, really, it's not a bad idea. Now we have a deductible though. I mean, I had to pay for his phone, but it was $1,200 phone for the Pro Max and all that. And listen, I say only I paid $230 to get it replaced. I don't know. But because he left it on his car hood and took off. So anyway, that is what that is, Smart Bunny. They started with phones and they moved into other auxiliary places. Okay, so thank you, Jeremy, by the way. Compass Insurance Group, theinsurancehhelpcenter.com, 303-996-9000. Let's have you back. Try to be before the end of the show to give us an idea of what that would cost. And, Tim, I'd like to get your impression on the process of doing that because we always talk about the Insurance Help Center and the free insurance checkup. Paula, I'm going to come right back to you, promise you, right after this.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
We've been pretty free of any significant problems here as we head into the lunch hour. For the most part, the highway drive is fairly wide open. There's a few pockets of slowing. Northbound I-25 a little busy coming up from Santa Fe. Both sides of 270 a little slowing as you make your way to Vasquez, and we are seeing heavier traffic westbound I-70 from Colorado to Brighton. Eastbound I-70 wide open from one end of town to the other. You do have construction slowing southbound E-470. They continue that paving down near Toll Plaza D, and it's got traffic backed up to 104th. Denver weather for today, partly cloudy skies, high up to 87. It's 82 now. With your Impact Traffic and weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
You know, Discount Bath is making headway with their prices. People can't believe it, and they love the process. They go to discountbath.com, and all they have to do is answer a few questions, of course, because you're a lead, right? That doesn't mean they're going to call you, and it certainly doesn't mean they're going to sell your information for sure. They keep it confidential. But then once you do that, they send you a link where you can upload video of your proposed project or the bathroom you're redoing, and they'll give you a price, whether it's a hallway bath, a master bath, maybe a roughed-in bath in the basement you want to complete. DiscountBath.com. They also do shower conversions for $9,888. Beautiful shower conversions, big rectangle showers with acrylic walls and beautiful glass panels and no maintenance. That's discountbath.com. John Fuller is a personal injury attorney, and I hope you never need him, but he'll value your case in a few minutes. Just call him. He'll give you free legal advice, value your case, no obligation, no pressure. If you decide to hire him, it's on a percentage fee basis. You pay when you win, and he'd love to talk to you. A lot of people just Google him, John Fuller, personal injury, Denver, or John Fuller. He's also on referralist.com, 303-597-4500.
Discount.
Oh, yeah, they're great. That's where I get my tires now when I sold them. But here was my point there. So I had 5 stores. With Goodyear at the time, I was a direct dealer. So if I spent $1 million was my first tier. If I spent $1 million in 1 year with Goodyear, I would get back what was referred to as waterfall. So I would get back 3%. So I'd basically get a check for $30,000. If I did 1.5, I might get, 25, 30 additional thousand.
So you were selling them at cost, so you get that fallback.
Yeah, but I'd still make money on the other parts of a tire. But so I wanted, Goodyear had it set up to where they wanted you to sell tires as a dealer. So the issue was, and this is kind of where I go with Rolly stuff, if you have one store, I could never, it would be very hard back then to do $1 million in purchases out of one store. It'd be very hard. So I could hit good waterfall numbers with 5 and make some money on tires. But someone that only owned 1, even possibly 2 stores, they had to make the money on the actual sale of the tire. They weren't counting.
So not on the ancillary stuff.
Yeah, they weren't counting on the rebate like I would always get. So that's kind of the same thing with cars in a lot of ways.
Interesting, Mike. Is Goodyear still around? Does Goodyear still make tires? That's an old name.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah. Goodyear tire, it's a rubber company.
Are your stores still around? The guy that bought it? You sold the stores to?
So I sold to one of them in Lakewood, is still around. In fact, still called Aspen Tire. And
that's where I live at.
It's at Kipling and Jewell.
Oh, by the Safeway.
Yeah, right in front of it.
That's a good store. I've been there.
Yeah, I own that store, and that was Frank owns it now. I sold it to him. He was my store manager. So his name's Frank Tamborelli. I don't know who's running. I haven't talked to Frank for years. The one in Castle Rock, there's a Goodyear in Castle Rock, and it's off of Founders, and it's across from Discount Tire. Back then, they would send me a lot of alignments, which was cool. We had a great kind of rapport. But I own that one. That one, along with 2 others, I sold to a company called Kansas Land. They came out here and rebranded Colorado Land for their Colorado locations. So Kansas Land took that one. The Tech Center, right in front of Micro Center, I own that Goodyear, which is now a Colorado Land. And then I own one in Littleton by Southwest Plaza behind Bear's Car Wash. And they bought those 3. I sold one to the store manager. Then I kept the 5th, and I eventually sold that and the building. Beautiful building. One of the nicest buildings out there. I feel like Trump. It's a beautiful building.
Really?
I sold that to marijuana people, basically. It ended up in a marijuana dealer. So now that building is about 3,000 square feet of it is a joint machine. They put all the, the pot, and it basically goes through a machine and rolls out in joints.
Really?
Yeah, hundreds, if not thousands an hour, whatever it is. And then about 12,000 of it is growing, literally growing the dope. And then the coolest part is a bakery that makes a Costco bakery look like the shit. And the Costco bakeries are gorgeous. It's a big industrial kitchen that takes the marijuana.
303-761-6400.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino. You're a troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Paula. Hi, Paula. What's going on with you? Hello, Paula.
Hi. Can you hear me? Okay?
I can hear you just fine. What's going on?
Okay, so my brother-in-law just passed away about 3 weeks ago, and my sister's trying to see if her insurance will pay for the life insurance policy that she thought she had. They're saying it was just covering accidental death.
It was life insurance only for accidental death? Is that what they told you?
Yes.
Okay.
So unless the coroner rules that it was an accident, they will not pay it. So we're trying to figure out what we need to do because...
Well, hold on. How exactly did it happen, by the way?
He was eating a hamburger and he choked.
And did they say, what did they say it was? Or what are they claiming it's anything, or are they just asking you?
No, they're claiming that the coroner said he doesn't believe it was an accident because he had difficulty swallowing.
But wouldn't that be an accident, or are they saying it's a health issue?
Natural causes. They just said that they consider that natural causes.
Natural causes. Okay. I have no idea.
And I looked on the CDC coroner's handbook thing, and it says natural is due solely or nearly totally to disease and or aging process. Accident, it says there's little or no evidence that the injury or processing or poisoning occurred with intent to harm or cause death.
Yeah. What do you think, guys? Doc. Deputy Doc, was it an accident?
Hold on, he's coming. What was the question, Tom?
Well, he choked, and she has accidental death insurance. Is that accidental death? They're saying it could be a health issue because what are they saying? Like he had a problem? Get me. I don't understand why there's. Go ahead.
Yeah, my sister texted me this morning. She said that the coroner does not believe it was an accident because he had difficulty swallowing.
You know who would know about this because I buy a policy through him, Tom, is John Jones.
Okay, let's talk to John Jones. That's
yeah,
a
he
good
sells
one.
them. Kelly, let's get Integra on.
It's a good one. That's a good one.
Because it's coming down to what the coroner says. Exactly. I mean, it is curious if you had... Don't some people, as they get older, maybe dementia, stuff like that, literally swallow their tongues and die?
Well, no, you can't swallow your tongue, really.
No? Okay. I always thought that. I really
Yeah,
did.
I used to hear that, too. That's a myth.
Right, it's a myth. Try it. There's no way to get your tongue all the way back.
Knowing my luck, it would work. Knowing my luck, it would work.
But if she did have a pre-existing disease like some sort of esophageal or swallowing issue, that's the only way they could not call it accidental. But those diseases are very rare.
I wonder, and then here's the other question,
So it's most
Tom.
likely accidental is what you're saying.
I would think so, yeah.
But does it purely come down when it comes to cause of death and the insurance company and payouts? Is it purely whatever the morgue says, or not the morgue, what's it called?
The coroner.
Yeah, the coroner puts down on the death certificate?
Yeah, because, you can always get you can always have another autopsy done by an outside agent.
I would think the big ones are like when they have a suicide clause.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're saying, no, it wasn't suicide,
Right.
someone murdered him.
Right.
So it really does come down to
Yeah.
whatever they say, though.
But, there are one or two guys that are always on television that were coroners in New York or California, and you can always get...
I know one of them you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, you can always get a second opinion on the cause of death.
Well, let's take a break on time, Tom, and then we'll come back and talk to the people.
All right, thanks. We got more coming right
His name
up.
is Michael something or other.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
We've been pretty free of any significant problems here as we head into the lunch hour. For the most part, the highway drive is fairly wide open. There's a few pockets of slowing. Northbound I-25, a little busy. Coming up from Santa Fe, both sides of 270, a little slowing as you make your way to Vasquez, and we are seeing heavier traffic westbound I-70 from Colorado to Brighton. Eastbound I-70 wide open from one end of town to the other. You do have construction slowing southbound E-470. They continue that paving down near Toll Plaza D, and it's got traffic backed up to 104th. Denver weather for today, partly cloudy skies, high up to 87. It's 82 now. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your car, home, motorcycle, commercial auto, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
So, Red Rocks Roof and Solar is such a great company for solar because they help you with every single part of the process, from deciding the system you need to the financing, tax credits, installation, and service. They do it all. They can help you through the process. And if you have a commercial business or a commercial kind of residential business like agricultural, something tied to your residence, you can even get a commercial system possibly that can be paid for 100% with a REAP grant. I want you to find out more from the people that know, and I know, they know solar, and I trust them. That's redrocksrs.com, 303-704-2449. Another company I know and trust, Made in the Shade. That's a window covering business, and they'll do your windows. They send an expert designer to your home that measures and suggests what you need, where you need it. When that's done, and they laser measure, by the way, to the infinite of an inch, and then if you decide to go with the package or find one that fits your budget, they then order, install, and the best installers in the business, everything's guaranteed. Made in the Shade. Here's the website, denvershades.co. denvershades.co.
So this guy had
creepy.
This guy's wife died, and she died a long time before they found her. He dies, okay? They find her body. No one knew she was dead. No one. She had been rotting away for probably 5 years, okay? She was basically bones. This wacko, before he died, that's what happened. He died, and then they found her that she was dead. He didn't murder her. They think she just died, and he didn't want to get rid of her because he was fucking Looney Tunes. He took a toilet paper roll, not with the toilet paper, but an empty toilet paper roll, and put it where her vagina was. So this old bastard was banging. He was like 80. I think he died in his 90s. He was banging his dead wife for 5 years in the toilet paper insert, and that was one of those autopsies.
Holy shit.
With Michael
What
Biden.
the fuck is
He's alive. He's 90.
What is he talking about?
Crazy.
You put the toilet to keep it open?
I don't know. I mean, they didn't get that graphic.
Hey,
He took a toilet
Mark.
paper thing and put it in her cooch.
Mark, did you
Yeah.
hear about the guy that they found his wife and
the cardboard thing, right?
Hey,
Yeah.
did you
So
hear?
he must have had a very skinny penis.
Are they listening to me?
I am. Go.
Yeah,
I'm
but he probably
barely
did it to
hearing you,
keep
though.
the vagina.
This one guy, the
But
police
what I'm
got.
saying, but
The
if he
police.
did,
Shut up,
it's a
Doc.
very skinny
He
penis.
can't hear
God
you. Hold on. Go ahead,
almighty.
Tom. Go.
The police are called to this guy's house, and the wife's dead.
What'd you say, Tom?
So the guy's dead, and the wife's dead. And they
Yeah.
say to the guy, "Man, what are you doing living here like this?" He goes, "Well, I just noticed." He said, I didn't realize it. The sex was the same, but the dishes kept piling up.
Oh.
You need a bada bing for that one.
That was on that autopsy show. I'm trying to actually find the episode now.
Michael Boden's still alive.
That was one of the best HBO shows they ever did. Autopsy. I'm going to look it up. God, I love that. What's his name? Michael what?
Michael Bowden.
Bowden.
B-O-D-E-N.
It's Boden, is it?
God, he was good. It was a creepy-ass show, too, man. I can't find it. So, you know what? I hope no one looks at the Google history on here. Man who put toilet paper roll in dead wife's vagina.
You know, he made a big name for himself by being the medical examiner in New York.
Yep.
He was it for 1 year.
Yeah, he made a ton of money after.
Just by saying he was.
Who was that?
That guy, Michael Bowden.
Oh, there's one even more famous than him. What was his name?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Oh, if I know his name, you'll know it.
There's no way.
He's the one. Okay, he was the one that did the NFL head thing and all of that.
The CTE.
No, let's see. Gotta find his name. He was used for John Benet Ramsey.
Yeah, but Michael, this
wait,
guy's
what
been
is
on
it called?
everything, man.
Wexel something? Wait, I'll come up with the name.
Anyway, but this guy parlayed his 1 year of New York City
into a career of craziness
by saying he was the chief medical examiner.
Well, like I said, he was on HBO for
Right,
years
but
with
you
his
figure
own
with
show.
That he did it for like 10 years of being the New York City medical examiner.
God, I can't find the old documents, man, or the old episodes. I see everything about him.
I don't like them.
He did Epstein.
Oh, he did.
He did.
You got to have a special kind of personality.
I bet he was a hoot, man.
Not dealing with dead people, dealing with all the gore and guts and bugs and.
Former Representative Mike Rogers on the Joe Pag Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We're trying to get Integra on, Paula, but this is, according to Deputy Doc, most choking deaths are accidental. And there's very few and rare conditions where it would cause your husband, or no, wait, was this your husband? No, your brother-in-law, to choke. Now, how much is the insurance policy, by the way?
$250,000.
That's a major deal. Did they show medical? Yeah. What did the coroner say?
From what I understood is that he just said it was natural causes because he had difficulty swallowing.
Well, what does that mean, natural causes for difficult? I mean, well, okay, all choking, couldn't all choking be that? What would be an accidental choking then? See, that's the part I don't know. What does it mean, difficulty, and it was natural? But if I'm eating chicken, or, like when somebody's at the restaurant and there's no one around to do the Heimlich, they die.
Yeah.
That's accidental, right, Doc?
Yeah, absolutely. So unless if he was incompetent or had some kind of disease.
Did he have a disease or any kind of
not
problem?
Not a disease, but a disability where he was drooling and not able to control his muscles.
Or what do they call that, Doc, with that? Is it it's a hiatal or something where
hiatal hernia? No.
But what is the condition? Maybe that's not it. Where food regurgitates sometimes if you eat too fast, and it's what is it?
He have an esophageal stricture.
Did he ever have esophageal problems or any kind of problems with swallowing?
He's choked a few times before, but it.
Okay. Was he diagnosed with any condition that would cause that?
Not that I know of.
What is acid reflux? Isn't that kind of a form of acid?
Gastric reflux is something different.
Okay.
That's where acid from the stomach gets a little bit up into your esophagus and gives you heartburn. So it's not a related issue. But I would think that, Tom, even if it was, does that say someone who has a heart attack because he had coronary artery disease isn't covered by life insurance because
No, it's not life insurance, Doc. He wouldn't be covered, though, by accidental life insurance. See, the heart attack was not an accident.
Right.
So it's not whether or not he died. It's whether or not it's covered by accidental death.
Oh, so this guy did not have a regular life insurance policy?
Right.
No, it was just accidental.
We got to get someone on about this.
Paula, this is Bo. Why don't you try to contact another coroner and get a different opinion on the cause?
Because I don't think you're allowed to.
Yeah,
I'm sure you can.
You can always get a second autopsy.
Well,
Tom.
unless they cremated.
Yeah. How long ago did this happen, Paula?
Yes, I think he's already been cremated.
Well, that's
not good.
About 3 weeks ago.
But here's what I need to know, Paula. Did they delve into his medical records or just came up with this out of their ass?
No, I'm sure they dealt with his medical records before because he had suffered some symptoms from leg surgery. He had knee surgery, and he had all kinds of problems with that, and he ended up having a stroke, but he was recovering from that. He was fine.
But did the choking incidents happen? Hold on. Did the choking incidents happen after the stroke?
I think once before and once after. Well, no, twice
I
after.
think they're going to try to make it sound like a condition of some kind, and it wasn't accidental. Obviously.
Well, and I think the main thing is because he had dentures that he did not wear. He didn't like them because they hurt. He would never eat with his dentures.
Well,
in.
that could be accidental. I mean, that doesn't matter. It's not suicide. I mean, he didn't say I'm gonna gum this chicken to die. I mean, but here's the problem. Is once it's contested like that, you have to appeal it. And now, by the way, just so you know, they have hell to pay if they withhold payment unjustly. I'm wondering if we could just maybe put some pressure on them, call them, and say we're looking into it. If they would get like a little, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's all it takes is an inquiry from the media. But I don't know if it was accidental or not. Why are you guys saying it's accidental other than you want the money? And I'm serious about that. What other than that, why are you saying it's accidental?
Well, he was in his bedroom eating a hamburger by himself, and he actually did pull out the device that they have for choking. It's like a plunger thing. He pulled that out, and he was trying to get it out himself.
Wait a minute. That bothers me that you said he had a device for choking. Why? Hold on.
Because you said,
Then I'm. This is sounding chronic to me. Hold on. We'll come back. Quickly try to get an expert.
Hey, Broncos country. I'm Terrell.
What are you guys thinking? Yeah.
Tom, there are devices like that a lot of people recommend for older people who are living alone, so that you can actually suction out something that gets stuck in your trachea, so you don't choke to death. So they recommend that for, like, say, for elderly people living alone as a precaution. So that doesn't necessarily mean that he had an issue. What I think would be interesting is to get she could get a copy of the coroner's report. And it also would be interesting to know if he was put on a soft diet. You know, if he wasn't supposed to be eating solid food, then that would make it not accidental.
Did she say when her husband died, Doc?
She didn't say.
Last month, 2 years ago.
God, I gotta find this damn thing. It's gonna drive me insane. I hate when things.
Can't find it.
I hate when I get focused on something. It's like it's ADHD,
You
man.
spend all day on
Yeah, and it's so stupid. I'm like looking for this toilet paper roll thing. I'm pretty sure it's Autopsy Season 1, Episode 3, Secrets of the Dead, but I can't find the damn episode anywhere to verify. You know what? I'm going to look at my HBO app and see if they even have it on there. I guess they changed the stupid HBO app. It's now Max or something. I'm good, thanks, man. Don't swallow your tongue.
God damn, there's so much to this thing.
God, he was so young in this stuff, that Michael guy.
Are you sure they're still not available, these guys at Integra?
She
Say
said
that again?
But I'll ask again.
I'm pretty sure that the other company sells it too. Heck, did you see that plane upside down, Tom?
Oh, I did some research on that plane, yeah.
Who owns it?
It's a 182, by the way.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, they walked away.
They had just taken off.
It's just crazy how they landed upside down, it says.
Yeah,
that must have been a mess up.
Well, they stalled.
So they basically flipped backwards, huh?
Upside down. Yeah, if you're going, here's what happens. If you're going out, here's what happens. They were turning, and they did a sharp turn for the speed. It stalled them out, so then the low wing would continue dropping, and the high wing would come up over on top, and it would land like that. So they weren't that high, so they landed on. That's exactly what happened. So if you look at it, so think about it. If they're turning to the right, I got to see the picture again. If they're turning to the, hold on, I have it right here. So if they're turning to the, I can't tell. Let's see. So that's south.
Buy all your Goodyear stores from one
Okay.
person?
They were probably turning, they were heading south and turning to the left.
Kind of. My dad owned 3.
Oh, he did. Oh, he was in it, huh?
Yeah, and he had a partner. So what ultimately happened is I ended up buying out his partner. But we had 3 at that time. Then we acquired 2 more.
Did you know about the tire business before you bought into it?
No, and I hated it. It was absolutely the worst thing. It was horrible. What's funny is,
That's
I mean,
gutsy to buy into something you don't know anything about.
yeah, well, it made sense because eventually I would have owned 100% because my dad owned the other 50%. So, and I'm an only child, so financially it made sense, but I absolutely hated the business.
You hated the tire business?
Oh my God, did I hate it. Longest 10 years of my life. Prior to that, I had computer stores and I loved it. I did that for 10 plus years. Loved it.
That's quite a dichotomy, computer stores and tires.
Did you won't hang up, right?
Not towards the end. 08, 09 was horrible. We went through a chapter 11. We had to restructure everything. It was horrible. Oh, 08 killed us, man. They were given, Obama was given tax credits. It was called something for clunkers.
Cash for clunkers.
Cash for clunkers. So you could get 10 grand towards any new car, and back then you'd get like a little Ford Focus for under 10 grand. So, I mean, if someone needed a repair like an engine or transmission, they'd go get a brand new car for free. And then it was also killing salvage yards because when you brought in the clunker, they killed the engine. They had to, or else they'd get huge fines. So they basically end up, pouring sand in them or doing whatever, and then they'd have to crush them. So they were literally getting them off the road. They didn't want them to be on the road.
10 seconds, guys.
They might have sold some part.
Lifetime, who is the big winner, loser, highlights, lowlights, instant classics? We'll have it all. Join us at 4.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere where we are doing everything we can to solve your problems. And let's see, we're talking about some very interesting things. How do you determine if a death was an accident, if it's choking? They have accidental death insurance, not regular insurance. But Paula said something that bothered me. She said he was eating because the insurance company is saying this was a medical problem, not an accident. When is a medical problem an accident? Never. Now, if you have a weak leg due to a stroke and you fall down the stairs, that would be an accident, even though you had a stroke, right? But what happens if you choke? So they indicated that he had a problem swallowing in the past. The fact that he was in his bedroom eating alone, and then she said something that keyed me, and that was she grabbed for something. He grabbed for something that assists you in what? Tell me what he grabbed, some instrument he had. What was it?
Tom, it's a device that you put over your mouth. It's like a reverse pump, and it creates a suction. And again, it's recommended for seniors who are living alone so that there's nobody who can help them if they're choking. There are multiple devices on the market.
Okay. Still, though, the fact that he had it and
doesn't
was
mean
using
anything.
What do you mean it doesn't mean anything?
Well,
it means that he anticipated choking.
Well, no, it's like having a life alert thing. That doesn't mean you're going to use it.
Okay.
It just means that
Let me ask you something, Doc. Doc,
they recommend it for people living alone.
Do you have one?
I don't.
Why?
Because, good question.
Because you've never had a problem swallowing. If people are just tuning in, we're talking about choking. Yes, go ahead.
If I may, we've actually got one of these medical devices too for my grandchildren, just in case. It's just a precaution.
Okay. I don't want to, I don't want to make a case against you. I don't know what to. This is a very strange situation. I think they're just trying to get out of pain, is what I think. And I'd like to add another $250,000 to our coffers. We keep track of what we do for people. I have a tendency to want to have somebody call. Maybe we have Deputy Doc call because they can't BS them as easy.
Do you have a copy of the autopsy report?
Not yet.
Yeah, but who do we call? Do we call the coroner or do we call the life insurance company?
You're not going to get the coroner to change it. He could. Wouldn't you say in most cases the coroner is just going to put down what happened? He's not going to
change what he put down in the report.
Nor does he care if they get insurance money or not.
If the doctor changed it.
Wait a minute.
Say that again.
The coroner would change it if the doctor. It was up to the doctor. He said.
Well, what doctor are we talking about? Hold on. This changes things again. What doctor? He was under a doctor's care, or a doctor came to the house, or what?
Doctor in the emergency room.
So,
the doctor who
hold
signed
on.
the initial death
Hold on.
certificate.
The doctor in the emergency room. So he didn't die in his bedroom.
Technically, yes and no, because they brought him back.
Okay, here's what I need to. I don't want to know the brought him back. Here's what I want to know. Did he die in his bedroom, or did an ambulance come and take him to the ER, and was he awake?
The ambulance took him to the ER. He was unconscious.
Okay, but alive. I doubt they transported a corpse to the ER. Okay, so they took him to the ER, and when he got to the ER, did he ever regain consciousness?
No.
Okay. What do you mean they brought him back? You're saying they went to the bedroom, got a pulse going, and then took him to ER?
Correct.
Okay, so now he's at the ER, and the doctor's working on him. And what did that doctor write in his report?
I don't know. We haven't seen it.
Because the coroner seems to be basing what he is saying on that. Because if he said history of an older gentleman with, bar farcus of the esophageal hole, I don't know, whatever the name is given for whatever condition he might have, I'm not saying he had it, by the way. I'm saying if the ER doc writes in a report something to that nature, looking at his past history, then the coroner's looking at it. Could that be right, Doc? Or am I?
Also, I'd like to know why they didn't do an emergency. He had to be dead because if he was still had a pulse, they would have done an emergency tracheotomy. Just put a hole,
They did a hold on. They did a tracheotomy?
No, I'm saying they would have.
She just said they did.
They did?
They did, right, Sherry?
They did.
Did they do that? Okay, so when they did that, did they hook up a breathing apparatus?
Yes.
Yes.
So what happened? Why didn't they get past the blockage then if they did that?
They couldn't find a scope small enough to push the food through the trachea.
Wait a minute. But with the tracheotomy, he's breathing, right? That would give them time to do surgery, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, if he had any function left, the tracheotomy would allow air to go back and forth.
So, but that's what I'm asking. Was the food lodged below where the trach was set or above it?
Above it.
Well, then why wouldn't a trach allow air passage and life while they got the food out?
Because it's already dead.
That's what it sounded like to me. When they lost the pulse, they did the trach.
Correct.
That was just a last-ditch effort to keep him alive. But as Doc wondered, why didn't they do that in the beginning? But
no, they probably did as soon as he got there.
They said no. They said they did it after he lost his pulse again or whatever. I don't know. Who knows?
I think we need to get a copy.
Here's what I want to know. Who's entitled? Is there a HIPAA when you're dead? No, right? Right, Doc?
I don't know. Get a copy of the ER report and send it to us, and we'll find out exactly what the timeline is and what the ER doctor said.
Why don't we leave it at that? That sounds good. I mean, if we get, I don't think HIPAA though, and you won't have a problem with HIPAA. You're the next of kin. Do you have your sister there? Is that who's on the phone with you?
Yes, that's his wife.
Okay. You
we need a copy.
By the way, when did you say this happened?
About 2 to 3 weeks ago, right, Sherry? On the
August
1st?
Sherry, I'm really sorry you lost your husband. This is terrible. I mean, this is totally unexpected, too. How old was he?
62.
Oh, my goodness.
That's so young.
By today's standards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, it says medical records as relate to health, medical care, and death is protected under HIPAA for 50 years after death. Come on. Are you kidding me? Executors, administrators, or other individuals authorized by law may get medical records of the deceased person.
I wonder if that was
close family members. Well, go ahead, Doc.
I wonder if that was put in after JFK got shot.
It's a 50-year thing.
Well, that's probably why, because of the JFK assassination.
I'm not sure of that, because HIPAA really was shored up during the AIDS epidemic. Wasn't it, Doc, or was it way before?
It was before that. I mean, like I said, I think it would be interesting to see if that particular line of code was put in after John F. Kennedy. But anyway, we're getting off the topic. We need a copy of the ER report, and then we can see who we need to call and whether or not there's any case to be made.
Yeah, so first things first, I'm going to put Deputy Doc on this. HIPAA was passed in 1996, according to my girlfriend. And then they upped it during the AIDS epidemic. And the privacy rule got stricter because people were being discriminated against for HIV. And It got even stronger in 2009 and even stronger in 2013. So it's been an evolving law. So you're the one that can get it, Sherry, for your deceased husband. And as I said, I'm very sorry this happened to you. The last thing you need on your mind is getting the money. Let's see what we can do for you. So make sure, Kachina, we get all the information for Deputy Doc. All right, and we'll do what we can. And we can either call you, Paula, or Sherry, whatever you guys want. But let's get the copy of that as soon as possible, okay? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Well, Genesis Total Exteriors has everything you want for the outside of your house to repair storm damage, roofing, gutters, soffits, fascia, windows, doors, siding, decks, painting, outbuildings, fences. If it's outside, Genesis does it. GenesisTotalExteriors.com.
Paid for by government. Did you hear? A secret hoard of 1932 $10 gold Indian coins have been found. These gorgeous 1932 gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling the secret U.S. gold coin discovery a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you can own a piece of the hoard. When you call, you are guaranteed a 1932 dated gold coin featuring Lady Liberty with an Indian war headdress and a majestic eagle. With limited availability, you must call now. These 1932 dated gold coins are still in uncirculated condition with brilliant luster. That is 92 years of history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-888-201-7635. Call now and you'll receive a free bonus over a $55 value, free with every order. Call 1-888-201-7635 now to secure your 1932 $10 gold Indian coins before they sell out. Don't wait. You must act fast. Call now.
The best prices ever on a number of things. Anything to do with plumbing. That means a garbage disposal, a clogged toilet. It means anything you need to do. Water heaters, screaming deals. And repiping your whole house. EuroPlumbingColorado.net. Listen, water heaters starting at, I'm telling you, $13.99 for a 40-gallon tank, $14.99 for a 50-gallon tank. You will love the prices. He says, challenge me. I'm lower than anyone. 303-668-6844, EuroPlumbingColorado.net. If you're looking for windows, K&H Home Solutions, used to be KH Windows for 65 years, the oldest home improvement company in Colorado. They can do your windows, they can do your doors, they can do your siding and more. K&H has what you're looking for. And they are a well-established company, and they have culture and heritage going back 65 years. What you need is to call them for these Alpine windows made right here in Colorado. So now we have heritage on the product and heritage on the company installing the product. You will love Alpine windows for beauty, efficiency, and increasing the value of your home. Give K&H a call you can safely use and recommend them. 303-421-7100, 421-7100.
Cover up the decomposition. Oh my God. The pathologist continued the autopsy. They found he had inserted a vaginal tube inside of the body so that the sexual intercourse would be performed. It was difficult to believe that a sane man could have lived this way with a corpse for so many years.
Wait a minute. She was like mummified or something?
It's even worse, dude. So he was declared insane. I thought he died, but he didn't. Her sister came over to the house. And so basically, his wife died. He loved his wife, blah, blah, blah. So what happens then is he steals her body from the graveyard, brings it home, had it in his house for 4 or 5 years. If you see the pictures of this body, I mean, there's like, it's fucking as creepy as it gets. Finally, the sister comes over, demands to go to the mausoleum because he was the only one with the key and see the sister. And he goes, that won't be necessary. He takes her upstairs to the bedroom where he has the dead corpse lying on the bed. And then, of course, the cops get involved. It's autopsy.
Did she at least have, like, Victoria's Secret stuff or what?
Oh, shit, no, man. It's so creepy.
But is that a crime, Mark?
Well, it's a big-time crime, but he was insane.
Right.
But it's Autopsy 6, Secrets of the Dead. And it's the third story or fourth story in it. It is the creepiest son of a bitch, man.
What's the episode?
It's Autopsy 6, and it's called Secrets of the Dead. And if you have HBO Max, you can get it. Oh, it's so creepy.
Crime of him just removing the body from the mausoleum.
You know, honestly, I don't know technically what to... I know you can't go grab... Well, I don't know. Doc, you might know. Yeah, no, you can't bury someone anywhere. You can't go take a body home.
No.
I mean, I don't know what the actual crime is called besides loony as fuck.
I don't know if you can bury somebody in your backyard.
You don't have that.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can.
But I do know that once the body is buried, then there are crimes. Then there are crimes for doing something to a corpse.
Desecrating a corpse.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right.
But it's
yeah.
probably his mausoleum.
It was his mausoleum. That's why no one knew. He visited every day. All of a sudden, he quit visiting it.
And it wasn't buried. It was above ground, probably on a slab.
And people, yeah, it was in a mausoleum up top. And he had the only key to it.
Okay, did you want some help today?
God, I'm going to go back and watch that whole thing, man. I love it. I love it. I almost puked reading it to you, though.
Anyway, I was going to say when I got interrupted, the reason they use insects is because if you have larvae at a certain stage, you can tell when that egg was laid so that you can estimate the time of death.
You know, the guy told the police that she had a terrible personality, but that problem went away.
Excuse me?
They start laying their eggs right at death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's listening to me.
I heard you.
I like those banners. I don't think those banners are obtrusive at all.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Well, this is another kind of medical problem, maybe. No, we don't know. Roger, hi. What's happening, Roger?
So I got a little bit of a situation here where my stepson and his girlfriend, they had relations and they could possibly be having a child.
Okay. Now you say possibly. You don't know if she's pregnant yet?
We don't know yet. There's been speculation on whether or not that she is. We're waiting for results on that. And because of this, there's been talk going around that because they're both minors, he's 17 and she's 16, that the grandparents of the child on the father's side are going to be the ones that are fully financially responsible for the grandchild, and on the mother's end, nobody's financially responsible. I don't personally don't.
Hold on, Roger. Let's dissect this. Okay, so let's say she's pregnant, and you're saying as a result, who said they're responsible, or are you hearing legally? Because legally, the people responsible, the only people responsible, are the son and the daughter, the girl. If they are minors, their parents have to step in.
Yes, and that's where we're having the issue, is because they are minors.
Yes.
Her parents are saying that they're not financially responsible for the grandchild, that we have to cover full costs of everything.
Well, wait. They're saying because the girl is a minor, that the 17-year-old boy's parents have to cover the bill?
That's what they're saying, and I don't buy it. But I don't.
Well,
know
of course not. I mean, first of all, I'm not sure what the precedent is on law, but in general, if your kids do damage, now this is not damage, but if they did damage, you're responsible for the damage your children did. Okay, to a certain extent, you're responsible for it.
Well, it's pretty basic. It says if the parents are under 18 and not emancipated, and in Colorado you can't be, when the child is conceived, both sets of grandparents and parents are responsible for the child's support until the parents become of 18.
And that's what I just said, that both parents,
exactly what you
it
said.
wouldn't be just one or the other. The only thing that I was puzzled about, Mark, when you read that was you can't be emancipated. I didn't know that in Colorado. So
yeah, anyway. I don't think you can in Colorado, but in certain states like New Jersey, you can be emancipated, which means you are 18. I mean, as far as the law looks at it.
So listen, Roger, what about this? Why did they say that? Because they don't have money?
Yeah, they're not a very well-off family. Their whole family has had a lot of struggles throughout generations, and it just seems to follow generation after generation.
Yeah. Okay.
They're a welfare family.
Okay, well, obviously
that doesn't let them off the hook. I mean, they can go out. They can get all that social stuff that's
here's what I think. Here's what would happen, though. The girl would be eligible with the parents for Medicaid, okay? And probably, but Medicaid may go after the dad for subrogation. Maybe. I'm not sure about that. But I think she would be eligible. Are they on Medicaid right now?
I have no idea. I know very little.
Well,
about
you guys have to start doing some homework, Roger. Just wait a minute, Doc. You have to do some homework. But the bottom line is this. That just because they say it doesn't make it so. Just because they don't have money doesn't get them off the hook. So both of you and your wife and their parents and her parents are responsible. Now,
and whatever public service they get right now, when they have another kid, it will extend to that kid.
If they
could be free health insurance, it could be all of that.
Yeah, but I don't know what happens if the girl is eligible for Medicaid and has a child. If they look to the biological father, we got to figure that one out. What were you going to say, Doc?
Well, I don't understand why you're waiting to find out if she's pregnant. It takes about 30 seconds with the pregnancy test to find out if she is.
Yeah, what is that all about? I think what's happening, who said she might be pregnant?
It's the signs that she's showing that go along with the pregnancy. We're waiting for her to take a pregnancy test to find out for sure.
Well, what do you mean waiting? Give me what you mean by waiting. What does this mean, waiting?
We told her she needs a pregnancy test, and she said she'll get it to us on her time. So we're waiting for this to happen.
Now,
I can't force her to go down to the doctor, and I can't force her to do it legally.
Well, all you got to do, all she's got to do is go to the dollar store, quite frankly.
Exactly.
It's $1.
Right.
That's what we're having issues with.
Here's what I want to know. Okay. Now, regardless of what happens, they can probably come after your son for child support. You know that, right?
Well, she might not even want the baby.
She might not even be pregnant.
So have they discussed?
That's the whole thing.
Have they discussed abortion?
No. This has all come up pretty recently, so nothing's really been discussed.
It's a hell of a phone call to get from your son.
I'm just trying to cover my bases here, and I agree with you guys. It's going to be the responsibility of all parties involved
until the kids are of age.
Exactly, and that's going to be that's kind of the premise that I'm.
And funny enough,
here, so.
I think I did mess up on that emancipation. So either they join the military, Tom. There's certain places where a minor can marry with parental or illegal guardian consent if they're at least 16, but they can also leave home and be fully self-supporting, and that means in every which way under the age of 19 and be emancipated. But more importantly, what I just realized is those kids and the grandparents are actually going to be responsible, not when the kid turns 18, it's going to be 19.
Right.
I see.
because parents are
Now, what's
legally
this whole
responsible through the 18th. Yeah, go ahead.
Now, what's this whole thing that I remember hearing about how parents are legally responsible for providing health insurance until the age of 27?
No, that's not true. Okay, here's what it is.
That's not true. Okay.
No, you're not required. First of all, health insurance is required. It's never required. Okay, right now, no longer required. But parents are the only ones that can provide health insurance to their kids, and you can terminate that when they turn 18 if they can get their own. If they can't get their own, you can still terminate. I mean, nobody can make you carry insurance for them. But usually, if somebody is living on their own, they're 18, they don't make a lot of money. One of the good things, and people will debate whether it's good or not, of Obamacare was it opened up Medicaid to a lot of people, or heavily subsidized insurance where almost every young person can afford it. So it's not entirely bad. But no, and the 27 thing, or through the 26th birthday, is this. If they are full-time students, you're allowed to provide it for them. You're not forced to.
I see. Okay.
But they have to be a dependent. They have to be a dependent taken on your taxes as well.
And the other thing, though, is, I mean, CHIP is probably going to cover that kid, or Medicaid. I mean, the kid's going to have health insurance.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, and I'm not worried about the whole health insurance thing. It's just trying to get us to cover full cost of raising this child.
It's not going to happen.
Crap.
It's not going to happen. Meanwhile, I have to ask this question. Have you had a conversation with the son about condoms?
Oh, yeah. I bought him a box.
And what did he say about that? Oh, I forgot to put it on, or what?
He said, I don't like them.
Apparently, I guess, according to him, he used them all up, and she was providing the condoms after that.
What? I mean, use them all up, you buy new ones, right? Okay. Look, I don't want to get too technical about this, but my God.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's got to have this talk with their kids. I mean,
Yeah, well, and that's not for a lack of trying, like I said.
The birth control they have now, too, is unbelievable. I mean, these
we got a break. We can get a chance, Tom.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like a little toothpick in the side of their arm, and it lasts for years.
It's an implant that lasts for 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. I don't know why anybody would be.
Or they can.
All right, listen, real quick, I got to take a break. Debbie, I just want to get, before my break, this comment on choking. Go ahead. What is it? What's the comment on choking?
I have a sister that passed away 4 years ago, and she was by herself, and a few days after Christmas, she just went to the refrigerator, got a piece of ham, and walked back to her bedroom and choked on it and died. It happens very often, I guess, and she was 63.
So that is an accident, right?
Exactly.
I get you, and thank you for that perspective. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
Starting over on the east end of town, I-70 westbound, watch out for police activity blocking 2 right lanes between Steel Street and York. East of there and north of DIA, E470 southbound, road construction between 96th and Toll Plaza D. Back to the center of town, I-25 north and southbound, no complaints through the downtown area. On the west end, 6th Avenue eastbound, some stop and go on the off-ramp to I-25 southbound. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, scattered thunderstorms throughout the metro area today. Still a warm one out there, high of 87, overnight low of 58. Tomorrow, mostly sunny skies with a high of 92. The current temperature in Denver is 81 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
Theartofgranite.com. Look up the website or give them a call right now for a price on your kitchen countertops, bars, book nooks, wherever you need stone. They do it all at wholesale prices for the stone itself or the natural man-made materials. They do all materials, and you even get it free if you get it from their remnant yard and they have a lot of great pieces in their remnant yard. So tear out and haul away of the old stuff, also included. Call them right now, theartofgranite.com, 303-386-5919.
Did I ever tell you a story about that? I was dating
Good
this
afternoon. Thanks for calling
We
the
hadn't
Tom
had sex. It
Martino
was
Show.
like a third or fourth date. So I said something to her, am I sponge worthy yet?
What's going on?
So she calls up her friend and says, does he want me to take a shower with him or a bath? She didn't know what that was.
She never heard
Hey,
that
Mark.
episode.
I couldn't believe it. And
Mark.
then when she found out, she thought it was hysterical.
Mark.
How did that sponge work? I mean, I never even...
It was just it was like a diaphragm.
Was it literally a sponge?
Okay,
It was a sponge
sir,
inside
I'm
a
only
plastic
getting about
thing
every
that you
third
put in the
word.
vagina,
I don't know if
and
you
it
have me
was
on
a
speakerphone or
barrier.
if
It
you
was a
have me
physical
on-
barrier.
Physical barrier. And then you pull it out.
Yeah, afterwards.
Much.
Hey.
We're talking
Wait,
about
Can you
Yeah.
imagine Doc being sponge worthy under
Okay.
any
From
circumstance?
the beginning,
Yeah, I was pretty cool when
heard
I was
that you
younger.
Go ahead, Thomas.
Go from there.
So, never mind. I just had this text. I can't find it now. I was just going to read it to you, but when I find it, I'll let you know. Here, let's see.
But Tom, do you hear our conversation? This whole thing may be a moot point if she's not pregnant. I think she doesn't want to take a test because she's getting benefits from people thinking she's
Or
pregnant.
Bo said it might not even be his if she is pregnant, which is curious.
That doesn't. I don't think that's what's going on. It sounds like they have a committed relationship.
Get that test done.
But get the damn pregnancy test.
I can't believe all the texts I'm getting.
Why'd they outlaw the sponge? Why'd the FDA pull it?
Is that outlawed?
Oh, I know what I was going to tell Mark about. Here's another thing I was going to tell you. I have started you did too. I started watching Seinfeld again.
I do all the time.
God Almighty, I get so laughing. I can't. One is like the one that I find the funniest of probably anyone I've ever seen. My funniest episode is where they wanted to steal a limo. You know, they wanted to steal a limo ride at the airport and
and they think he's the.
they pretended to be two people who, and what they didn't realize is they were two white supremacists on their way to a rally, and George posed as the author who had to give, and she goes, "Would you read an excerpt from my book, Die, Jew, Die?" Remember? Oh my God,
And I love the girl looks at him and goes, "I would do anything for you," because she thought he was.
And then
the,
they get out of the
Nazi
limo
or
and there's
whatever.
TV coverage and the world famous white supremacists. Oh my God.
So FDA discovered a bacterial contamination at the manufacturing plant, and the sponge
Was taken
was
back.
pulled from the market.
Did you hear what I said about that, Tom? I once asked one of my dates if I was sponge worthy, and she called up her friend.
And she laughed for
She
3
laughed.
hours.
She thought I wanted to take a bath with her.
God.
That's a true story.
That was why you got kicked off of Match.com.
No, this is well before that.
God, jeez. And that Spongeworthy, that came from Seinfeld, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Elaine was running around. I like when she finally finds a pharmacy that's
And
got
she-
some.
right, she
I'll
bought
have, I'll have 10. Make it 20.
Right.
How many's in a case?
I told Mark they should make it a law that all 16-year-old girls get a 10-year IUD put in, so if they don't get pregnant, and if they decide to get married and have a baby, you take it out. It takes about 2.5 seconds to remove it.
Doc, can they remove it themselves, or do you have to go to the
No,
doctor?
you have to go to a doctor.
To the IUD.
Do people use coils anymore?
No,
What the hell's a coil?
A coil.
What is that? It sounds horrible.
It was the first IUD, and the problem with it was not the IUD. The string that they were using was braided, and so bacteria were able to basically replicate in the grooves until it got into the uterus and caused an infection. Now, once they stopped doing that and used monofilament, there was never a problem with infections.
So do they still use them?
IUDs are very, very common. I'm telling you, it's the best thing.
He's
because
saying
it's
10
good-
years,
It's
man.
good for 10 years, Tom.
10 seconds, guys.
Can you have them removed if you wanted to get pregnant?
It takes about, like I said, half a second to remove it. You put the speculum in, you pull it out.
Impacts the 2024 campaign. She joins me to start the show at 2 here on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Excel Roofing, the people that I have for my roof, for my attic, for attic ventilation, for anything to do with the roof system, and they just have it all. Never any money up front, ever. You never have to sign anything until you get a complete detailed insurance, estimate and contract, and you can... If your insurance turns you down for any reason, any problems, you can cancel the contract at any time. Excel, E-X-C-E-L, excelroofing.com. So we have a question now on dash cams. Go ahead, Barbara. What's happening?
Where do I get one? How much do they cost? How do I know if it's a good one? And who installs them?
Oh, my goodness. Car Toys, for one.
Car Toys?
Yeah. You can get them, I think.
You can buy them anywhere, and you can install some of the newer ones if you don't mind just running a cigarette lighter adapter. That's a very easy way. The other thing, if you have a mirror that has like garage door, any controls on it, Car Toys, like Tom said, or any place like that, can tap right into there. Then it comes on with the car.
But also, Kevin Calkin can do it.
All day long.
You buy it, and they can do any kind of installation you want. That's SheridanAutotech.com.
That's great. They're putting a new engine in my.
Just buy the cam. Now you're saying, are there any good or bad ones? I hate to say this as a blanket statement, but most of these small electronics, they're all good, just like webcams. I mean, it's the features you want to look for. It's almost brainless to make a good high-D dash cam. So what I would do is just Google them and look at the reviews.
I did.
So John Fuller,
I just bought one.
John Fuller likes the Rove, if I recall.
Or else I bought a ThinkWare, which had a lot of features and only cost about $150 for a front and back camera.
You want front and back. I agree with that.
ThinkWare.
Spell the name of that.
Think, ThinkWare.
Victor?
Think, as in I'm thinking where.
ThinkWare, WARE.
And then the other one is Rove, ROVE.
Very good information. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate that. Doc, I didn't know you got twin cams.
Yeah, I did. I told you it only cost $150. I think I said a couple of weeks ago.
And she should just get it from Amazon.
I was thinking about getting dash cams, except I don't want anyone to use it against me.
But I listened to John Fuller, and there are, if you go on YouTube, you can sometimes see these downloads of people having accidents where the dash cam saved them thousands of dollars because they can prove that the other car went through a red light, or that the car merged into your lane, or somebody backed into you.
Can they prove I was speeding and swerving and slamming on my brakes? I'm just kidding. I don't drive like that. I'm just kidding. As I got older, I got so much tamer.
Me too. But they are really an invaluable asset, especially if someone backs into you and says, "Oh, you rear-ended them." You show them.
No, I get it. I see it. Yeah. Hey, Randy, what is your comment on insurance? Randy, what's happening?
So my question is on this accidental death and dismemberment. I was listening to your show coming home from work. So I had CREO happen to me, which is central retina artery occlusion, May 23 of 23.
What was that?
And,
what is that?
It's the main artery that supplies the blood to the back of the eye. Mine collapsed, and I was blind in my left eye.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And so through my company and everything, I have accidental death and dismemberment, and they said I should go ahead and put in for a claim because it does say loss of an eye in there. It pays half of the amount that I cover. So I submitted everything to the deal to the Hartford, who's the insurance holder, and they rejected it being in my report with all the emergency rooms and everything. It says I woke up with this condition and was blind, and it has to fall under an accident. And they said I have the right to appeal it, so I wrote a letter appealing it, why I felt like it should be covered, and all this stuff, but they rejected it again. So I just kind of dropped it because I figured I was never going to get anywhere. but I want your opinion if you think I should still talk to a lawyer and have them review it to see if this would still fall under it or not. Because it wasn't intentional.
Most of those, what's that policy max out at, though? Like $15,000?
Mine was $500,000, and then for loss of an eye is half that amount.
But why are they saying you? They're not disputing you lost an eye, right?
No, they're not disputing it. But being in my doctor's reports, when I went into all the emergency rooms, they said, "What happened?" I said, "I woke up, I went to the bathroom, and realized I have no left eye vision at all."
And they're
So
saying,
yeah.
and it only would cover it if it was an accident again. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
I don't think, Doc, I don't think you call that an accident, do you? I mean, that's a medical condition.
That's what it sounds like to me. It
I mean,
sounds
if
like-
you
yeah.
hit your head and that happened,
Right.
you fell down. See,
right. If the way I look at it, if I would have wrote, I tripped over the dog and hit my head.
Right,
and,
that's right.
Lost vision.
I'd call up
and-
Bendinelli.
but,
I'd call up and have a conversation with Marco Bendinelli or someone at his office about that. Honestly, the interesting part, too, if it truly is an insurance company, and it sounds like it is, like the General or something like that, and I don't mean the General car insurance, but
No,
you could
this is
even go
Hartford.
after
This
treble damages.
All right, here's the deal.
And,
Here's the deal.
It's been over.
You may have
So
lost
it's
if
been
you
over
if
a
you waited a
year, and
year.
that's-
Well, I think. Did you file the claim? If you filed the claim, then it's not
Yes.
dead. I think you have 3 years after that. But if you didn't file the claim, you had a year from incident. Here's the deal, Randy. Call Marco Bendinelli. Find him at referralist.com. But I'm going to tell you, just from what you're telling me, it doesn't sound like an accident. I don't even know why you're saying it's an accident. I mean, you're...
No, it's because it's under accidental death and dismemberment for the loss of an eye.
I get
And
it,
that's
but you didn't lose your eye from an accident.
That's what I wanted to confirm.
Well, don't confirm it with
under
me.
the
Call an
deal-
attorney. But what is the accident? What was the accident?
No, I'm interpreting it as I woke up and I don't have vision. I didn't.
Well,
do
you
it
accident. Oh,
intentionally.
come on. Okay.
No, I have one of those accident policies, man. It has to be an accident, like where we cashed
An
in
event.
on one. A car hit us, and the car created the accident.
Yeah. It can't, when you wake up and you say, well, I didn't intend not to have vision. Well, you don't intend to have kidney stones. I mean, they're not accidents. An accident is not when something that has been deteriorating manifests itself. That's not an accident. It's when something induces it. It's a casualty event. Sudden and accidental is how insurance says it. Well, and it's got to be sudden and accidental, not just accidental. So I don't think you have a prayer, but call Marco Bendinelli. We have more coming right up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
Pretty easy driving throughout the Denver Metro before we hit the 2 o'clock hour. I-25 north and southbound showing highway speeds through town. Same goes for I-70 east and westbound. No complaints to and from DIA. North of I-70 through Commerce City, I-270 westbound, your usual stop-and-go traffic between Northfield and Vasquez, seeing about 3 or 4 minutes of delays there. Heading further northwest to Boulder, Highway 36 east and westbound, flowing free. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, some clouds in the sky with a chance of scattered thunderstorms. High of 87 today, overnight low of 58. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 92, and mostly sunny throughout the rest of the week as well. The current temperature is 83 degrees with your Impact Traffic and weather. Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your car, home, motorcycle, commercial auto, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
My turn to tell you about who. Let me look here. What I love talking about is this company, my God, Zero Res Denver, and there's a reason, because Zero Res does something no one else can do, and that is they clean your carpets without any crap, any chemicals whatsoever, nothing. Just purified, softened water. As you know, I love good, clean water, right? Well, they use this super softened alkaline-based water, the best cleaning agent in all of nature, to get everything out of your carpets, pathogens, allergens, the old soaps from old cleanings, and then you're zero resified. That's what I call it, really clean. And once that happens, then the air in your house is cleaner. Everything's cleaner. Safe for kids, safe for pets, safe for yourself. They do tile and grout. They do any flat surface. They do upholstery. They do mattresses, and they do duct cleaning. And you know what I say? I would never have anyone else. Now, they have great prices. They really do. $34, $33 a room sometimes, or a little tiny bit less or more. It doesn't matter, because here's the deal. They're right in line with other carpet cleaners, but they're better than all. That's just the way it is. ZeroResDenver.com. ZeroResDenver.com. 303-471-5150. Now, Discount Bath, get your free estimate right now. Go to discountbath.com. Use that tool. You know, at first when I had to fill out the information, I said, do I really want to do this? But they don't sell it. They don't do anything with it. They don't bother you. What they do is send you a link that you can upload your video to, and they will give you an idea of your project's cost. Very accurate. In fact, they will do a hall bath, a full master bath, maybe a roughed-in bath in the basement you want to have done. Whatever it is, they can do for you by video. And also, they can also do a shower conversion for just $9,888. A beautiful shower conversion, $9,888. Go to discountbath.com.
You know, Tom.
Yeah?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I already zipped them and put them away. I simply can't hear you. How come I can't hear him through the monitor? Well, fuck, I can't hear you.
There's no offline monitor.
I got nothing. Nothing.
Nada.
Now I know how Helen Keller felt. Or Tommy, the pinball player, that deaf, dumb, and blind kid.
Still plays.
I do like pinball.
Pinball. Don't.
But Tom, I know you can hear me. I just simply can't hear you. Why don't you literally put the studio in the monitor behind you? Then occasionally you could even look back and talk to me on that monitor. Now I know I can't hear what the fuck you're saying. So
by the way,
it's just an idea.
I was thinking of actually doing that, by the way. I really was. But I wanted, actually that's not a terrible idea, but I wanted to have a way to switch from the video here to the monitor, so when there's long periods of silence, unless you think I should just keep it up there all the time. I don't know. But that's not a half bad idea.
About those ads, Mark, the people that look at YouTube are pretty much regulars, right?
No, but you're forgetting the downloads, Doc.
500 a day.
400 what?
People watch.
Well, how come it only says?
Because of downloads. They don't count downloads.
That's when they're watching live.
Oh, right.
Most people watch when they get home at night.
Oh, okay.
So if you look at like yesterday's show, to give you an idea, yesterday's probably around 400. Within another 4 or 5 days, it'll be about 450.
Okay.
I know the pattern.
Okay.
But no, it actually works very. Compass loves it. Fix-It loves it. It works very well for those two. And then Frank Duran loves it. And really, that's the only three we do there.
Okay.
And it does work for them.
All right, because I was going to say the people who are listening live know your sponsors.
Yeah, they know that. I agree with that.
So I didn't know about the podcast.
Hey, Mark, no matter where I put the studio, we have to be able to feed the studio. So that's the one thing we have to figure. He's not listening, right? Of course.
He sure is not.
Son of a bitch. I don't know why he has to take headphones off 2 minutes before.
Hellcat, I make the show, brother, not the comments. It's my comments that count.
11, and it wants to be Senator from Michigan, former Representative Mike Rogers, on the Joe Pag Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Go ahead, let's talk. Garrison, what's going on, man?
Yeah, so I bought in a car in June, and the The dealer said that the air conditioning was not working. They would fix it for free. I could either leave it there.
And is it called, okay, did you actually get, Garrison, did you get a WEO statement, it's called?
No.
Okay, did you get anything to say that they would fix it?
No, well, they did fix it, but
Oh.
so the thing was on the way for them delivering it to me after they fixed the air conditioner, the car overheated. So they took it back to the dealership and they said, okay, we'll work on it. Here's a loaner in the meantime. So ended up being a head gasket. They fixed it.
Hold on, yeah? And what happened then?
So mind you, it took a month for them to fix it. And then they gave me the car back. I had it for 6 days, and then it overheated on me again.
All right, why don't you hold on? Let's get him back on tomorrow for sure. Let's figure this thing out. I'm Tom Martino. We'll help you out, Garrison. We'll try, okay? All right, folks, we're out of time. Don't forget, 303 Martino. Get lined up for the next show, 303-627-8466, and save all your problems for me. See you guys.